got out of the bath, so my hair is wet. But you
Mhm.
guys,
Good.
yeah,
Guys,
it's
can
been
I
a
show you a picture I took just now as I came home from
What?
work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I interrupted something. Oh, you cannot. There's no way you can
Ask
see
the
that.
Oh.
council.
I think you have to like do the hand thing. I don't know how it works. Put your hand
Oh,
behind it or something.
Oh,
oh,
oh, oh,
Oh, it was almost there.
I see
Is that a
grass.
is that a
dog?
bird in a ball?
I think it's a
there's
dog.
like two. There was like two cats on my lawn.
Oh,
They were just
okay.
like
Ooh.
ominous. They were like having a meeting. Like as I was like getting out of my car, they just like both looked at me, and I was like, "I'm
Kitties.
sorry. I feel I'm interrupting." I'm like, "My
You
bad. Carry on."
you have two new cats then, right? That's what you're
Yeah,
telling us.
exactly. Yep.
They're like neighborhood cats. It is unclear whether they belong to anyone or not, but they are around. I've never seen this orange one before. There's an orange one. The black one I've seen a lot.
Mm,
But the orange one is new. I wonder if like it's a friend from far away. I don't know. But
maybe friends from high school. They reconnected.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, it's so
very
sweet.
cute. I was like, I kind of want to steal these cats, but then what if they're like someone's cat and then another sad because they can't find their cat, but like
The
secretly they're just with me.
the thing about cats is that the cats decide who they want to hang out with more, and they just do
Oh,
that. True. I also
True.
feel like outdoor
yeah.
cats, if you have an outdoor cat, you lose the right to feel sad when you don't see your cat. 'Cause they are
Yeah.
outside.
It's just what they do.
Yeah.
Ay, ay. Okay, gang. Hello.
Hello.
Ah, shoot. I
So,
forgot. Oh, I forgot I was doing this. Hold on. So, how's everybody's past 3 weeks, I guess? Or 2 weeks ago? I think maybe it
It
was
was three.
three. It's a lot of weeks.
It was a lot of weeks.
I'm
I'm
itchy.
happy to be here though.
you're itchy?
I don't know why I'm itchy now.
Like itching
For
for D&D or
no,
oh, okay.
I'm itchy. I don't
You
know
have
why.
allergies?
I think it's allergies. I don't know. It just popped up one day, and I was like, "Oh,
Allergic
I'm itchy
to
now."
D&D? No, that's too
I
sad.
am.
Hospital.
That's gonna be very dangerous because that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop playing.
Right.
It's
like someone that's lactose intolerant just still drinking milk.
Yeah.
Tastes good.
Hold
I'm ready for
on
March
one
to be
second.
here.
This has been an awful month. this
I'm
this month
sorry.
sucks. This month. Oh
Hey, the month's almost
goodness.
over, and next month will be a month.
Yeah.
It'll be a different month.
It's April. It's me and Liz month.
Hell yeah,
Hey.
we should do something for our collective birthdays.
We should.
I don't know what, but we should do something.
I agree. Have you guys seen Project Hail Mary?
But I heard good things.
Ah.
This I've heard a lot of
Guys,
good
you
things
gotta
about it.
watch it. You gotta watch
I've
it.
heard
It's
good
so
things.
good. It's
But what if
so
I wanted to
good.
read it?
I was at home rotting, and my sister came over, and she was like, "Hey, I want to see a movie tonight. You want to see a movie?" And I'm like, "Sure." She's like, "I want to see Project Hail Mary." And I was like, "Oh, I just got that book." And she's like, "Oh, well, we're gonna see it at 7." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna read it."
Did you?
In the next,
The
I
floor?
did. I finished it. I finished it in like
Wow.
5.5 hours because I just
Amazing.
blazed. Amaze, amaze,
Hey,
amaze. Premium activate. Sorry, this entire delay is that I fucking the last time I re-upped the music bot subscription, I only paid for like 1 month. I thought it was like a recurring thing, but like I just bought the 1 month, so then it stopped working, and then I had to like buy it again.
Does anyone know how what's faster, reading yourself or reading through audiobook? Like for someone who's a fast reader, who
Reading
wins?
yourself.
Reading
Yeah.
yourself if
yeah.
you're, but
100%.
I've heard really, really good things about the Project Hail Mary audiobook specifically. People say like it's a really good audiobook. Like the person who narrating it like really does a good job.
Yeah, I'm just wondering because I don't think it took. I don't think Project Hail Mary is 5 hours.
Yeah, no. But I think the audiobook's like over 10.
Oh, really? I mean,
Yeah.
oh, I thought it was way. I'm probably thinking of like some other thing then. Yeah, because yeah, this is 18 hours.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. I mean, you can put it on like 1.5 or something.
Well, no. How dare?
I mean, you could.
They can't.
Is all
Nope.
I'm saying.
No, you're wrong.
Do you listen to music at 1.5 speed, Gina?
Yeah, sometimes it's called nightcore.
Yo! Now you're
Yes.
speaking my language.
Hold on, is music?
Oh yeah, the music is on. It just was very quiet.
Is it? Oh.
Oh, is it even?
For me, it
It
was
is.
quiet.
No, it is
but
on. I
don't
didn't
know.
know it was on. It is quiet.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh, do
we
I just
really
have it
having a feast.
Okay. All right, guys, let's fucking get this show on the road, shall we?
Let's
So,
do it.
Who's the murderer?
I wanted to backtrack a little bit actually to clear up some things, just from like a logistic like how things happen standpoint. So, as was previously covered a little bit in last week's last session, Tink's drone was making the antidote in sort of batches, and so sort of like maybe like 3 people at a time were brought up. What sort of order would you guys have like cured people? And like when they're up, do you like ask them questions on the spot, or do you wait until everyone's gathered to do all that? Or are you just gonna be like, oh, just stay put, we're gonna wait until everyone's here?
Hmm.
I feel like
Can't-
I would lean more towards divide and conquer.
And
Okay.
what exactly like happened right at the end of the session? 'Cause I don't remember.
So at the end of the session, you guys basically got the hell out of Dodge, away from the whale, at sort of an off angle, so you're not on the optimal path towards the sword anymore. A little bit closer to Edelheim and tackling the ice giant situation than you previously were. Um, before all that, though, like before you can really focus on what we're doing next, there is the pressing matter of the traitor is still probably on board the ship. And so most of the crew was knocked out, paralyzed by this poison. And you guys have basically been using Kink's drone, who can kind of do like artificer like potion making stuff, using the stores that you have in the hold of holding to make these like antitoxins or like antidotes in batches. So as you guys are bringing people back up, my question was like, who are you prioritizing? And are you questioning them by themselves? Or are you waiting? Because at the end, you were like, once everybody's up, we're gonna get in a big group and like have a big powwow. You know, like we're gonna talk about stuff, investigate. My question was like, are you gonna investigate like people one by one in these small groups? So as this was happening, Sully went into Rocco Bronsmith's room and found that he had been stabbed in the chest with a sword and was like kind of bleeding out, but was like like made his death saves and was stable, so it wasn't like dead. But Sully basically kind of give him some healing, helped out a little bit. I think you did you actually use a healing spell, or did you just do spare the dying? I don't
I will scroll upwards to see, but I think it
I
was
don't
just
see
dying. I don't
I don't
see
see
any
any
healing
dice
spells,
rolls. So yeah, I think you just like helped stabilize. So like Rocco critical condition. Um and you
Oh,
were
you know what? No, because I had to ask him questions. So, and I have a first level spell marked off. So I think I did a cure wounds. I just didn't roll for
cool.
it. So I'll roll it now, just like for posterity.
Awesome.
Um,
Let me do these actually. Awesome, awesome.
So it's still that night then? That night that we woke up?
So it is still that night, maybe closer to because you guys some time passed between when you guys slept. You guys all had your dream sequences before the business with the whale happened. So I will say probably the interaction with Rocco took place around the same time as the rest of you are administering the antidote to whoever you first would have tried to bring up. Um, if you have any opinions on that, you can let me know. Or if we want to hand wave that and just skip to when everybody's like awake and conscious and gathered, we can do that as well.
Is there
I
anybody
think,
not affected by it?
Pretty much everyone was affected. The various elves were not asleep but were paralyzed. Um, so that would include Nico, Nico's partner Kai, and Azisha as well. I mean,
mhm.
I
I
guess
probably would have
yeah.
suggested to before like I went to go look around. Um, I probably would have suggested not that this has to be what we did, but that we wake Zisha up as one of the first people because like Suli obviously trusts her 100% completely as being her mom and she's also like very strong and capable, so she'd be like, in case anyone gets spicy or like to help us keep guard over the rest of everybody who's suspicious, like we need someone we trust is what she would have said. But I'm in
Two.
another room right now.
Right.
Suzanne wasn't affected, right? 'Cause she
And
was
Bug, yeah.
Yeah, Suzanne and Bug were not affected. Um,
right.
you can presume. I guess Suzanne didn't eat at the Cork and Cove, presumably, or Suzanne did it.
Ah,
Imagine.
That would be so spicy.
If fucking imagine. Yeah, I am, as we speak, whooping something up. Did the music stop again, or is it just super quiet again? No, it
I
stopped,
think
I
it's
think.
so.
Why did that happen? Okay, better. I am gonna whip up a little. Let's see, fighter. A little list of all the people who are actually on the Reaper. Just so you guys have a good like bird's eye view of everything.
I
So you have
appreciate
everything,
that.
Nico. Yeah, because I know that it's whatever. I would suggest you take this time to think about what kinds of questions you want to ask to the various people you're about to question.
So just to get this out of the way, I did end last session as a bloodhound. Basically, do I get any sense in that room?
Okay, so we are going to skip ahead to when everyone's gathered. Does that sound okay?
I do want to do one thing before that, sorry.
Okay.
I want to go to everybody who is paralyzed or sleeping or whatever, and I don't want to wake any of them up or like heal any of them. I want to see the
Okay.
positions they're in because I want to see who maybe was caught off guard. Because whoever did this clearly did it to themselves as well. So I want to see if anyone looks like they were ready for it, and anyone who was like in a very bad position that like they would have done that to themselves.
Someone's in the toilet, like
Yeah.
pants down somehow.
Yeah, you see most people are like passed out in their beds. So um I give me an investigation check, Ayla, because that's a really, really good question. Okay, on a 15, you think back to the first time you encountered reversible snake venom. I don't know if you recall this, but it was on Lagan. Little like, do you remember that there was a little grenade that had been thrown
Mhm.
um into Aurelius's room, and it kind of like puffed out the smoke, and like the only reason that Aurelius was saved was that Ruby happened to be in the room and she was resistant to the poison. Do you remember that? The effects of reversible snake venom, pretty instant. Um, like it does not take very long for it to occur. However, looking around in these various people's rooms, as you just like stand there, like T-pose in their doorway and then like walk away, just examining what's going on, people seem to be passed out in various states of like repose. Like, you see maybe people are passed out at their writing desks as they spend a little bit later in the night, like, like writing in a journal or something like that, and they're slumped over there. Most people are on their bed. I think you notice Marielle Ravane, your human monk. She is like paralyzed and asleep, but in like a meditation pose. So she maybe seems a little bit ready, but you imagine that maybe that's just something she does. Um, I think you were able to conclude, though, from all of this, is that there must have been some component of like engineering in some kind of like, because you can make a poison take longer to take effect if you house it in like a capsule, like if you change the method of delivery, if that makes sense. So there's like with like medication pills, there's like fast acting, there's like delayed release. Whoever did this um would have had to be pretty knowledgeable. This is extremely calculated, is what I'm saying. They didn't just want to knock everybody out at dinner and then do something. They specifically did it in a way where I know everybody trusts the Cork and Cope's food, so I'm gonna poison that. And I'm gonna delay it so that when this happens, everyone's gonna be asleep anyway, and so no one's gonna raise any alarms of people like suddenly passing out on deck. But I'm making it so that when the attack happens, they have as little help as possible. And they probably identified Bug and Barnacle as the most useless people on the fucking ship. It's like a 1-2 punch of like the people least likely to suspect anything's amiss, the easiest to trick, and probably not as useful as some of these like heavier hitters. Because like, you have like a pretty powerful paladin, you have like other fighters on board. Miela especially would have been extremely helpful against the whale. So that is what you were concluding. No one seems especially like ready for this to have happened. It got so fucking spooky.
Wouldn't that also mean that? Well, I don't know if Bug's awake right now, right?
Bug's awake. Bug is with you guys.
Did you eat? Did you and Barnacle eat?
Oh yeah, I mean, me and Barney, we had some food. I mean, we always do.
And who served you your food?
Well, Dell, as always.
And you were eating at the same time as everyone else, getting ready for the night shift?
Yeah, basically. We make it a point to try and eat together as much as we can, and it helps build like team morale and stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
Is everyone gonna be okay? Are they still sick?
Oh, they'll be okay. Yeah, no, we're just figuring out what happened. Don't worry about it.
Did anyone interact with your food? Like even after you brought it back to your table, maybe they like
Did you leave your food for any moment?
Right, walked up to talk to you or something.
Well, the food that night was, soup. So, I really hot soups tend to burn my tongue. I have really sensitive mouth, so I let it cool for a bit on the table, I guess.
I imagine that Del just makes a big pot of the soup.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't, if it was poisoned.
Yeah,
it should have affected you.
That's true.
We'll say there, we don't know everyone's abilities fully, and someone could have gone invisible and walked around putting it in the soups after they were distributed. It also could have been through the drinks. We don't know either.
Or someone could have poisoned the whole batch, but it's just purified bugs and barnacle.
Well, they would still
would have had to gone around to do that.
Yeah. After it, so
but that would be easier.
So we're probably going to need to talk to Del first. Del and Miela seems like a first good two to ask.
Yup. Okay, hold on, Susie. Okay. I think this is everybody. I put the Reaper crew list in your thing just for reference. Oh, I guess I should put Zisha here. She's not like a crew member, but she is on the ship now with you guys. I'll put Zisha.
I like how Shaz is put off away from everyone else.
He's not a master.
He did have his knowledge reset.
Do you need to put that in position?
Is that not what she is?
Just putting down notes.
Oh.
Am I wrong?
Yes,
Am I wrong about that? Who's wrong about that?
Look, I'm just saying, Suli's right here.
This is Suli's notebook. Suli, why did you... I guess that makes
Suli.
sense. I guess she would be your mom.
What are you guys seeing? Is maybe my Roll20 is fucked up.
No, yeah,
or
open
what are you
the
guys looking
it's
at?
a notes at the top of like our journal that you can open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, why are you guys looking at? I see it.
You know where you like open Ruby's sheet? If you at the very top of that like list.
Oh my god, I do see what you put. Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing. Thank you.
okay.
She's a drow, and she's the mother of one of our PCs.
Thank you for your
I mean,
service.
why are you guys making this weird? No.
I feel I only listed the facts. Oh, I'll make this editable to all you guys, so that if you want to jot down anything in the notes or whatever, you are able to. So, Bug and Barnacle apparently partook of this soup, but were not affected by the poison. That is a fact that you know. I think that is a mystery, and Rocco stabbing is another mystery also. Because, like, you imagine that the poisoning was one act, but Rocco wasn't stabbed until later. Because they had to line up, like, the timing of everything. So, who are we bringing up first? Or are we just doing a mass? Because you can just wait until all the antidote is there, and then bring everybody up at the same time. Except for Zisha, who you've said you want to have, like, sort of watch over the area.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, if they stabbed... Also, wait, why did they stab Rocco again?
Because
Like-
dwarves resist poison.
Oh, that's right. Oh, my people.
So
Okay,
it would
so...
not have affected it.
But then, that means that whoever poisoned everyone else must have had to poison themselves after. They would have had to poison everyone, and then stab Rocco, and then give themselves... I mean, I guess they could have given themselves a smaller dose, but I don't know. But yeah, I was thinking like maybe you could find the person who the poison wears off last, because they would have had.
That's an option.
Maybe.
That's an
yeah.
option.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Tink on the ship?
Tink
He's
is a
not
little
on the
like
ship.
a little drone that like flies around. As your Nat 20 intelligence check from last session has revealed to you, this is sort of like an extension of Tink's consciousness, but not the person Tink
So
themselves.
Tink is no longer on the ship.
Tink is no longer on the ship. Tink is in New Lagan, where the
Okay.
headquarters of the Green Ladders is. But there's almost like an envoy, like an emissary of Tink on the ship, like, helping you guys out.
Okay, so let's look at some things that... Okay, I guess try to like put down some things that we would know about who the poisoner is. Such as, like, one thing, they know how to work with reversible snake venom, which obviously, but do any of us, or should we ask Tink, is there any specific equipment that is necessary to mess with it?
Yeah, you can ask Tink that question. You woke up Tink as Tink is like you watch as the drone. It's like a little like four-legged robot thing. And like little compartments flap open at the top, and like little small like spindly arms come out with various different like apparatuses attached to it, either like a pincer hand or maybe like a little stabby thing, like scissors or whatever, working with this alchemical equipment, um, and like a little central panel lifts up and spins around with like one glowing like camera eye, basically like Hal from 2001. Kind of like blinks at you and says, "Hello there, Captain. How may I assist you?"
Yeah, hi. Um, we're just wondering, for whoever this individual we're like the suspect is, uh, would they have to need any kind of special equipment to work with reversible snake venom in the way that we suspect they have?
Certainly, some level of glassware must have had to have been part of the ordeal. Alchemical equipment would have been necessary. Something to distill the dose to work in a certain timing and a certain um, severity. It certainly isn't a feat that could have been accomplished by somebody who sort of just put it into a vial and then, you know, put it in their pocket for a while and waited for the right moment. This
Would
seems to me like something that must have been planned well in advance.
and question: do you happen to have an like alchemy equipment that you don't watch all the time on the ship?
Well, now that you mention it, there is some here in the hold of holding. It is part of the Greenlighter stash, of course. There are methods of making and distilling healing potions.
Mm-hmm.
The alchemical equipment is used for that purpose, as the regular sort of means by which they are acquired have become much more rare these days.
And have you noticed anyone going in and out throughout the time we've been gone? A list of people who seem to have any knowledge on the subject?
On the subject of alchemy specifically,
Yes.
no one comes to mind. If I had to name somebody, it would have been, our departed crew member, Simon. Would have been the most likely.
I
Perhaps
do understand.
Tallwood, our druid friend, would have a little bit more insight as to, the workings of herbs, and animals are sort of his thing. There might be a chance that he would have some knowledge as to how to distill a poison. Although working with such a potent venom and at least performing experiments with it, altering it so that its release is delayed, would have required someone with perhaps steadier fingers than that old man. I've seen him try to eat, his hands shake quite a lot.
Huh.
Hard to pour.
Okay.
When you said prepared for a while, like what does a while mean? Like weeks, months?
The quantity of reversible snake venom that I imagine must have been used to execute this plot is considerable. Not the kind that you would have just lying around. A person, wishing to, in a pinch, render somebody unconscious or, incapable, incapacitate someone, would have perhaps one vial, or perhaps just enough to coat an arrow or a sword or a dagger. This was a copious amount, designed to poison multiple people simultaneously. They must have, on some level, understood that there may come a time where they need to do such a thing, and had taken the effort and the opportunity to amass such a quantity. Reversible snake venom is quite rare. There are species of snake that doesn't grow, live in many places. They are mostly native to the Twin Isles. Although I imagine some may exist in private collections somewhere, or by enthusiasts.
Is there like a shelf life on this poison when made in this way?
I imagine that tampering with such a, it is poison, but there's an element of magic to it. I mean, it's a magical creature. Tampering it in such a way would likely compromise its, as you put it, shelf life, or at least poisons don't exactly expire the way that normal things do. They do not become less deadly. They just become less predictable. They devolve into other kinds of compounds. Still will likely kill, if that is the desired effect, but sort of maybe if you were counting on a specific kind of thing to happen with your poison, if you let it degrade for a long time, it'll probably still be bad for that person, but it might not be the same exact thing, if that makes sense. So my best guess is that the venom was probably in safe storage for however long it's taken to amass it, but that the distillation and the preparation of it likely happened much more recently. Sort of like, once you crack the egg, you gotta cook it, but like the eggs are fine for a lot longer than the open yolk is. So the eggs had been there in the freezer, or the fridge, I mean, and it was cracked recently.
Can we check the alchemy equipment just to see if it's obviously tampered with?
Yeah.
It also
So
took the soup.
the
We
soup,
could
the
do that.
remnants of the soup. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Ooh, you guys are little sleuths today. You guys are really invested. Viv is like Viv has like the fucking police investigator
Yeah.
fucking
I love
flip
it.
book.
It's awesome.
Flip
No,
book.
I'm just making doodles of everybody, actually.
They were in last night.
She's about to like step on a cigarette out on the street and go, the city never changes.
More donuts.
Different night, same criminal scum. Okay. So who's going to go look at the soup? Who's gonna like tackle that? Ruby's gonna go to that, and who's gonna go examine the alchemical? So Tink has their own kind of supplies that like they are working with, and there is one sort of like let's say like in the lower hold. You guys go down. We're gonna take the alchemy supply people first. You go down to the alchemical supply, and go ahead and give me. I think immediately what you see is that the glassware, the little stills, the whatever the equivalent of a Bunsen burner is, it probably just does like the produce flame cantrip. It's like rigged for that. Everything has been trashed, almost as if as like a contingency plan. They didn't want to leave much evidence behind. But as you choose to investigate this, it does support the conclusion that these were not pre-prepared, like poison thing. This was like somebody had to sneak down here and make it, maybe in the dead of night, or like when nobody was looking, or maybe when nobody was on the ship. Like that kind of thing. Give me either a perception or an investigation check, whoever is on this mission. This will
I'm
lock you in.
investigating. I'm investigating. I'm investigating.
Hell yeah,
you
you are.
are investigating. Gallant, this is maybe like the most serious threat to the crew in a very long time. It is a very real and perhaps more insidious kind of threat. This is good mystery music. Um, you sleuth around, you kind of walk around, carefully avoiding these jagged glass shards reflecting a pale light from above you, scoping out the area, and you see, like, underneath, like, a bunch of boxes. There's like the hold is a little bit busy. The green lighters, they send you as many supplies as they can, and the crew is often ferrying supplies to other people. The cargo hold is kind of a mess sometimes. But you notice like a box, like a gap on a shelf where like there should have been something. Like you walk over, you see like, oh, there's a line of dust that goes right here, and there's no dust right here, meaning there had to have been something here that was removed. Like you can look at the dust patterns and tell that. You look around, and eventually you find, I think it is like hastily covered by like a tarp, like the nearest thing, like a dirty rag. You open it up and you see several like unmarked, they look like old liquor bottles. Um, that have been like repurposed. They don't have their corks anymore. But as you kind of approach them, your nose catches the scent of reversible snake venom, which you do recognize from when you first encountered it in Lagan. There are like maybe like 5 bottles, like water bottle sized, like beer bottle sized bottles that seem to have been repurposed to hold this reversible snake venom.
Is it all used?
It is all used.
And it has been placed back here. Hey, look over here.
I didn't go with you.
Oh, I thought you put that investigation in.
That was from later now.
Oh, sorry. Well, then who's with me? Am I alone? I just turn around behind me and no
Oh.
one's there. Oh.
I would have gone with you if no one else did, but just because I
It's a
figured
Sherlock with no
2-2,
Watson.
we'll
Aw.
2-2 as usual, but
Feels. Look what I found.
Ooh,
Yes.
hi. Oh,
Yes, it seems that whoever the suspect is, has hidden away all this venom here. Now, what does that tell us?
give me. Oh, actually, I need to retcon something because I just realized.
Just put the floorboard back and go back to looking. I wonder what they got here.
I will say that your investigation check was not based on dust. You just happened to find it. Because I realized that there would not be any ordered shelves because the ship was sideways. And that is probably... Because I just realized like that scene makes no sense. The ship was on its side, unless I bullshit that everything is magically bolted down. Okay, these are not magically bolted down. You know what? Yeah. So I think you just spy like amongst the shattered fragments. Like some of it is like the glassware, and some of it is this like darker, opaque like beer bottle type glass, and that's where you detect the residue. You notice though among them on a 19 investigation check that there is one bottle that is much smaller and upright.
Much smaller and upright.
The music.
yeah.
The music really helps there.
Does it
Upright.
have anything?
There is a few drops left.
I need what's the name for the
A pipette?
No. The coroner? No, I need someone to examine this. But what's the investigator term?
You need forensics? You need the
I need
fucking...
forensics on this. Tink.
Everybody take fucking fingerprints.
Just for Prince.
So, Tink's robot. Hello.
What's in this? There's a
That
little
is
something,
almost
something.
certainly reversible snake venom. You were able to find its source. Although that is much too small to have contained the dose that poisoned everyone.
It's a smaller glass. Is it? Does it look like it? So they're all. I assume the others are like normal glasses, but this one might be specifically made for it, or
I can try to conduct an alchemical analysis, but that will take some time. I will send you the results when I can. This is just like Law and Order. They gotta run some tests. They gotta do the fucking analysis.
And we're gonna be in the middle of something later, and it's gonna come up at the perfect time. We just figured this
You're
out.
gonna call.
No,
This just came in from the lab. Okay, we're gonna cut from that, I think, to the soup investigation crew, the SIC, if you will. Soup investigation crew.
Sick.
You go to the back room. The back rooms. Is that all three of you got? By the way, it's Alok, Suli, and Ruby. Because I know Ruby for sure.
Not
but the rest
me.
of you know. Okay.
I am.
Okay, Alok, you're also there. There are a couple of cauldrons here. Both of them look pretty like evenly taken out from. The contents are not cold. It is like sort of like a basic soup. It is like like eel monster soup, basically, with like these like flavorful rocks that they mine in the Twin Isles that like give like it like texture and a little crackle and a little bit of salinity. It smells like it probably was good when it was hot, but now given the circumstances, you probably don't think that it's any good. But both of them seem like there doesn't seem to be much of a difference between the two. It just seems like, okay, we don't want everyone crowding around one cauldron. Let's like have two to spread out people a little bit, so the line isn't too long. What do you want to do to try and examine this thing? What kind of checks do you guys want to make?
I wanted to see if the poison was in the cauldron or if the person did it afterwards to people's bowls individually. So I wanted to test, see if the poison's in the pot or in the cauldron.
Okay.
Hey, look, do you want to try it and just tell me if you feel paralyzed or sick?
Well, if I get paralyzed, I probably won't be able to tell you. So.
Well, then I would get my answer though.
Yeah.
You know? I would do it, I wouldn't get affected by it.
That's so rude.
So...
I can't eat when I'm full like this, you know. Sorry. Otherwise I would.
I mean, I guess I could do like a check some other way.
I will say, Ruby, you are a dwarf and are resistant to being poisoned. If you're willing to, you can try both soups and see if that, like,
a taste.
So, like, yeah, just like see like a taste test. I mean, you imagine that if it was obviously poison tasting, people would have said something earlier. So the taste is probably normal. And if although if it was in some kind of like capsule or release mechanism, it probably tasted normal at the time, but maybe doesn't anymore.
No.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a way for us to figure this out, because if there was a way for us right now to just taste this and figure it out, then literally one of the like 10 people that passed out from this probably would have tasted it and figured it out at the time. We'd have to do some tests on it, but I don't really know. Do we know if the poison interacts with anything? Like, does it like sizzle on anything specific or something?
Either of you can give me an intelligence check. Okay. A 17 intelligence check here. So, you can conclude Oh, and an even higher check from Ruby. You guys are on this fucking case, man. Look at these rolls. You guys are fucking sleuthing it. You conclude that if you did taste, enough time has passed that if this was a simple matter of something needing to dissolve over a period of time, it would have dissolved in the soup by now, and if you tasted it, you would be able to tell the difference. Or at least you would imagine it, you would feel some effect of this thing. Either like, oh, this tastes like kind of off. Because like the broth itself is not super exotic. You know, it's just like a standard like stock broth. It's like miso broth. The exotic thing is like there's like eel monster in it. But like that's just like the meat part. If you eat like just the soup, maybe it'll be fine.
Alright, Ruby, you should try it. And if it tastes like weirdly spicy, there's probably an issue.
And I think the critical thing too is, do they both taste the same as each other? As well, to be like, is one of these poison and the other one not, or like that is also a consideration. Are you willing to partake, Ruby? Because if Alok does this and it's bad for him. Very bad.
I mean, I guess I could do it. So, like, lean over, smell it, sniff it, and then I'll take a little bit of each. I'll do that thing that wine people do, and they'll like swirl it in my mouth, and then yeah.
Interesting. Okay, you get like a ladle full. Okay, you get a ladle full, and you feel some chunks of like eel and some of that rock spice in there. Do you try to chew any of these ingredients, or do you just like kind of swallow it all down without chewing?
I don't know. I think I wouldn't really think about it unless, like, how big are the chunks? Like, if they're like big, I would chew it. If they're like small,
They're relatively big.
let's
They're like you know, like a meatball.
okay, I would probably chew that.
Ruby, the broth of the soup tastes pretty normal to you. Like, it tastes like something you would have at a restaurant. Or, like, you know, at the Cork and Cove. It's not particularly exceptional in any way. The eel is rubbery and the texture is kind of off. Maybe it's because it's been out, sort of in the cold for a bit. It doesn't taste as good as I mean, but maybe that's just eel monster. It's just, like, kind of gamey. I don't know. But when one of your teeth crunches down on these rock spices, it kind of cracks apart in your mouth, almost like a nerd, like the candy nerds, like when you bite down and like kind of like turns to dust a little bit, and some of it you taste it. That tastes putrid to you.
Okay. Can I like spit it out? Just because.
Yeah, yeah. You spit it out. You just spit take in Alok's face.
Ah!
Yeah.
Oh.
Alok immediately gets paralyzed with a natural
one. Poison.
On a 19 and an 18, what you conclude from that is this. These rock spices, right? Like any rock, it erodes in layers around itself. You imagine that initially what its size was, people could probably just eat this thing, and like later on in their stomach, the acid would dissolve those layers and then activate the poison hidden inside. You see Suzanne, who has just been kind of like shadowing for a little bit, and she goes, "Did you just chew on the rock thing? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just like sort of like let it roll over your tongue. It just adds flavor. You're not supposed. It's like a peppercorn. You're not supposed to eat it. It's just supposed to be in there, like a bay leaf."
Oh. Well, you know, actually, I did that on purpose. You see, because turns out It's poison.
Fucking.
We knew the assignment.
So what you gather from this is that habitually when these spices are used, people who have been on the ship for the past 7 years know not to chew these things. And so they found that it would find its way into their stomach and then dissolve there, acting as a slow release poison. Because you decided to chew on it, which none of these other people would have done, like they know not to do it, you were able to discern that it's poison right away.
Okay, can I do that really quickly with the other cauldron and see if the poison is also present there?
It confirms.
I do another
your
spit
suspicion.
take.
Into Suzanne. She dodges. She uncanny dodges. It goes in Ayla's face.
This sucks. Like old soup too. It's cold. Is that one also poisoned, Ruby? Or did you spit for fun?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we're gonna have
No,
to
it
follow
was-
up
it
with
was
Dell
poisoned.
on this one. I think.
Yeah. Also,
This
I
is-
like. I think another thing that comes to mind is they actually went after Rocco for some reason, but Suzanne they
because
did
they
not
knew.
go after.
Well, they knew Rocco wouldn't be poisoned.
I guess, and they just assumed that Suzanne would have soup, but she just didn't, and they didn't notice that she did not have soup.
Yeah, I was gonna go. I usually eat a late dinner, but I didn't do it because, well, she looks at you, Ruby, and she says, I can't say, but I had a reason not to.
Oh yeah, it's because you were like sneaking outside my room. What were you doing?
No, I wasn't. No,
You kind of
no,
were.
I wasn't doing.
You're also.
I
It was
wasn't
actually
doing
like next to my door, but also kind of next to Ruby's door. So I'm still not 100% sure which one you were sneaking by.
You know, we don't have to talk about that right now. We don't have to talk about that.
I feel like we're
and
literally
it's-
investigating a suspicious
it's
activity
fine.
right now, so I feel like this is very relevant.
And are you suspecting me?
Everyone's a suspect.
Okay, so you're a suspect?
No, that
Good
would be stupid.
question.
J'accuse! It's just people fucking accusing each other. We're gonna cut from this, and I want to ask what Suli's up to, as you have not elected to join either of these investigative groups.
Yeah. I'm still with Rocco, finishing the job. No.
Just as we planned, Liz. They have no idea.
Yes. My form shifts. I reveal my third character.
You miss the whole time.
Yes. No, but I am with Rocco because as of yet, he is still, to whoever the would-be murderer was, Suli is assuming that they think he is dead. And so I think she's just sort of hanging with him, sort of protecting him and waiting to hear from anyone else about what is happening. But I think, like, while she's doing that, she's sort of, like, investigating around the room to see if there's anything that looks amiss that maybe the suspect left astray, or tracks, or evidence of some kind.
Rocco's conscious for this.
Yeah, and I'm just
'Cause you
pacing
did
around
heal
the
him.
room, like, looking at yeah.
What you looking for there, Miss Assistant to the First Mate?
Rocco, do you see anything around your room, anything at all that isn't how you left it? Anything that looks not like it was your doing?
Well, I was wondering whether it was just like the blood loss or something, but I feel really cold.
Cold.
He kind of gestures with his eyes because he doesn't want to move his neck. You look over at what he's looking at. The window is ajar. Little porthole window.
What? Is it like next to his bed, where he's
Yeah,
lying?
yeah.
Do you mind if I take a look at that?
Yeah. Go for it. I mean, what am I gonna do?
I just sort of like clamber over, like,
Just
sorry,
try
excuse
not
me.
to try not to slip on my blood on the way over there. It's still kind of messy
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah, sorry. And I'll just clamber up and I'll look around the window. Does it look like, is it broken, or do the portholes like open like with a hatch, or do
They open kind of with a hatch.
okay? And you don't leave this open on purpose, do you?
I typically don't know.
Okay.
You know, I grew up in Palea, you know, in caves and mines and stuff. So, you know, an open breeze, it creeps me out.
Oh
I like
yeah,
nice
totally.
enclosed spaces where I don't have fresh air. As little fresh air as possible. Reminds me of home.
Oh yeah, I get it. I mean, if you leave a window open during an ashfall, forget about it. Um,
Oh, you're familiar. Wow.
yeah, I grew up in
Got a
Cobra.
local over here.
Yeah, I'm sort of saying as I'm
Few
like
people remember that it rains ash
peering
over
around the
there.
porthole. And yeah, so would it have had to be opened from the inside?
Give me an investigation check. Or
Oh my
god.
Don't even worry about it.
We are the best
Oh.
investigators.
You
We have
guys are
found our actual
fucking-
niche.
This is what have
We
you
should've
guys
been
been
doing
doing
this
this
the
entire
whole
time?
time.
This is the fucking vibe. Okay. You look over at and you inspect this window. Suli, you are very well versed in magic. There's a million ways to get through a locked door. You know that. Especially a window, which offers sight, line of sight, into wherever you're looking at. This would have had to be opened from the inside, like that's where like the latch is, but mage hand, unseen servant, you know, misty step even. And they just had to like climb out on the way out because it's hard to misty step. You can misty step into a room, but if you're trying to misty step out, you're looking over at the ocean, right? So like if someone was like, you know, it begs the question though, this person had to have been like on the outside wall of the Reaper looking in. Like somebody would have had to perhaps like maybe rappel down from like the upper deck or climb up from like a lower level, or maybe even from the sea would have had to do that. You also note on this high of an investigation check, the size of this porthole could only have accommodated physically someone very small or someone very like limber and flexible. And I think in your head, this removes. Oh my god, you guys are so fucking smart. Let me think. Let me recall. Oh wait.
Well, which side of the ship is Rocco's?
Rocco is on the side that mine was on, and mine was tipped up.
Because yours was in the air. Then.
Yeah, I was
like
looking at
that
the
side of the
sky.
ship was the one
so
that was in the
there
air.
would have been no water. But that is a very good question. That's a really good question for if it had been the other way around.
Is there more air on his side from the window?
I breathe in. Okay.
This, I think, removes for you. I mean, maybe it's too early for you to say this. However, you imagine that someone who wears heavy armor or is larger in stature would not have been a feasible because like even if they misty stepped in, the window was open on the way out, meaning that was their intended like egress out of this place, right? They meant to leave through the window regardless of how they got in. So I think this almost kind of just rules out Cosette for you. Cosette is big and broad-shouldered and is almost always wearing armor. Even if she like doffed the armor to do this hit, this assassination, um, you imagine that she would have been too big to fit in through this. Um,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say that it rules out. I think Kai as well is a little bit more broad. Like Miko is like a slender man, but Kai is a bit more broad-shouldered as well
Mhm.
to have been able to fit. Although, as you guys know, there are a myriad number of spells that can
Of course.
make you
yes.
smaller, turn you into gas, whatever, right? Like any
Mhm.
kind of spell that wild shape, polymorph, right? There's other ways to have done this.
Mhm.
You don't know if anybody like natively has access to any of these spells, other than Tallwood being a druid, could have easily wild shaped into something small enough to get out.
Yeah. But presumably, if the other thing is okay, the other question that Suli is thinking about is why go out that way and not like just back into the interior of the ship? Like, why go out through the window? Is her question.
Give me another intelligence check or investigation.
And I'm also like at this point, like literally sticking my head out the window and like trying to look at like the sides of the ship to
Sure.
see.
Give me an investigation check with advantage then.
Okay, yeah. And I I turn back to Rocco and I'm just like, don't let me fall down, okay? And I just like hand him the like edge of my robe to sort of hold him
Alright.
to. I know you're weakened, but
One arm helping you dangle on. Okay, another 19 with this advantage. All the inspirations from last session.
they're coming
like
in now.
the fucking karmic dice is kicking
Uh-huh.
in. Rocco keeps a firm hold on like your like cloak or your dress or like your hand or your leg or whatever is sticking out as you like put yourself out through this thing. You note that you fit through this thing. You imagine Rocco would fit. Suzanne would have no problem. Tallwood is tall but not particularly wide. Could fit with some. He's brittle looking though, but maybe wild shape could have helped there. Dell is definitely too buff. Miela could have done it. Marielle is a monk. You can imagine she has means of like could like contort herself. She's like flexible, right? She's like martial artsy. You look out over and you see something on a 19. You see footprints leading up from the bottom of the ship, as if it came from a lower level.
But not from this window?
Like leading up to this window, as if
Oh, I see. Like the person was on a lower level of the ship and walked up to this window.
Exactly.
I see.
Like your like waist or whatever, like the
Yeah.
hinge of you is on like
Yeah.
the window, and you're like over it like that,
Yeah.
and you look down, and you can see like footsteps trailing up. Curiously, though, there is random swag in number 3. Fucking orchestrated all of this. Has just been on your ship for a while. It's that cleric you guys didn't kill that one time that you interrogated and put a snail on. Curiously, the footsteps lead from it almost looks like underwater. Like the part of the ship that goes below the surface, if that makes sense.
I know that This is. And I assume that's just the two of us. Like, no one else is around. I presume.
Yeah, just us. You done there? My arm's getting tired.
Oh yeah,
How's Ruby, by
sorry.
the way? Is she doing okay? Was she hurt?
You know what? She wasn't really hurt. She's doing just fine. I think she's investigating right now. I'll just close this so that you don't get cold. There we go.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're
You know,
welcome.
losing a lot of blood makes you very cold.
Oh yeah, I mean that, and also the like eternal storm can do that. Also, both things
Yeah,
are kind of like that.
that'll definitely do. I guess there would have been just from the storm, water
Mhm.
inside. Um,
Hey, Rocco. So I haven't been in this world for a long time. Uh, you
Weird
know,
way to say young, but okay.
No, I mean what I mean is, I was in the Feywild and then I was in the other Feywild, and so I haven't been here since it's been like that outside. If you like fall into the ocean, is it bad for you? Like, do you wither and die if you touch the water, or like, is it safe to swim except for the sea monsters?
Well, it's mighty acidic. It definitely like wears away at your skin. You would receive some sort of chemical burns. It's almost like, yeah, it would basically be like a chemical burn. And the longer you are in it, the more pain it causes you.
Is there any way to protect from that?
Not really. Well, there is one way, and that's by swearing your allegiance to the Red Wraith. It's said that the Red Wraith is able to protect you from the water's effects. I don't often read the fucking briefs from the green lighters. That was usually Suzanne's job, and she would just sort of distill it for us. But to my understanding, the hypothesis is that the mark that the Red Wraith places on people is what confers that immunity. But it's also been theorized by some people that just merely entering into some kind of covenant with him would allow you to, have that. He doesn't have to like mark you; he can just give it to you.
See. Okay. And in your time on this ship, Rocco, do you know anyone who swims?
Well, most pirates swim. I will have to say that. I would say Cosette, not known for swimming. She's always wearing heavy armor. Marielle is pretty good at swimming. Um, Nico doesn't like water, messes up his hair. Uh, Kai doesn't swim because Nico doesn't like it either. I mean, I know for a fact that, Miela's she's like, has like siren blood in her. I don't know if that would make her resistant to water-based effects or even more susceptible to it. I don't know. But she certainly would be a good swimmer.
Well, okay, so like Marielle and Miela, for example, they are, capable swimmers skill wise, but like, have you ever known them to go out swimming in the bad water?
Except to like help fight. I've never seen Miela in the water. Marielle, I have. But like sort of only as a combat measure. And she often gets banged up for it. I forgot a person on the fucking crew. I forgot.
Feel like you probably don't have to add. There's a good chance we forgot that,
I just forgot she existed.
Is
Did
it
I give
the
her did I give her a last name?
Oh, Lily?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think we ever got a last name.
I don't remember a last name.
How do I do?
Oh, I did, actually.
Lily.
I think Chino's trying to throw us off. Oh, guys, I forgot about this
Oh
person.
no,
God,
I forgot
Lily.
about someone.
You know what's weird? That you didn't have any last name for that Lily, but the one for Doomhouse had a last name.
Well,
Oh yeah, I guess I reused that name.
There's
huh?
no
You know what?
way
More
they-
than one person can be named Lily. Okay.
Have we ever seen those lilies in the same room together at the same time?
Ooh.
Put that out there.
I think it's a pretty name. That's all. When was that? Is that season 3? That would have been season 3, right? Okay, wait.
Lily.
That's how I have my.
Lily,
That's how I have my
Lily,
prep
Lily.
documents named.
The Dragonborn, we met her.
Lily Aylmore.
Yeah.
ew.
Wait. How is
Lily
Suzanne
Aylmore.
sus?
I just put everyone that's not cleared in sus.
Okay. So, 1 second before we continue. So, Bug is 100% cleared. You're sure on that?
There's no way that dumbass gonna pull this off. I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about being.
And if it was Bug, it would be fine.
Yeah, he deserves to be in that list. And get to get away with
Let them. They wanted to do it. Let them.
Look at them, they're so cute.
What are you gonna do?
Um.
They wanted to poison some people.
Why is so? Zisha just. We're trusting Zisha.
I
Do
mean,
we
we
have
can't.
anything
I mean,
hard
she's hot.
evidence-wise?
So
And also, she's like one of Portia's right-hand generals. So if she's in with the Wraith, that would be.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess
already.
so.
who do you think the rate's going for? The big dog?
Fair
Or...
enough.
I think for some reason Zisha has cleared my head, but everyone else is still a suspect.
There's
Rocco?
no way
Not
Rocco.
fully.
We're gonna say
Well,
that Rocco
Rocco
tried to
could've
commit
stabbed
suicide with
himself.
3 bullets in the back of the head. Like, I don't think he did this.
I was
think
like,
we're
did
good.
Rocco like stab himself to clear himself? But now that I've seen these footprints,
It seems less like. I think he's for me. He's probably clear. I'm not gonna fully trust him.
He's like 98% clear in my head,
Yeah.
but yeah. Okay, so
Also, though, do we know it's
Question
one
about-
person? What if it's a duo?
I was
That
thinking about
was
that.
what
I was gonna
that's what I
say
was
it when we
thinking.
got back to us. Yeah.
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 I could see it
Yeah.
being one person that's like the Dexy stealth person and one person that's like the smart.
For sure.
Tallwood would definitely fit the mark of the one that was able to do the alchemy stuff, but yeah,
I think there's like no shot it's Tallwood.
no shot.
I feel like there's no shot because I think that
Why no shot?
I think
He had a methods of getting in.
well
and
because we got an
He
idea.
probably knows stuff with alchemy.
Okay, I could only see being Tallwood if he's like a second person, but I don't think that he would be the one.
If it's a 2-man team.
Yeah, if it's a one-person team, then it's not Tallwood because I don't think he would have messed up and talked inside of the thing for Ruby to have overheard because it's literally his thing that he set up his network. So.
That's true, and he probably So
we need to talk about all that in character at some point because
yeah.
one day I just voice in your head saying "uh-oh," like no one even warned you. Like what network? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the ones on the sus. It's like it's probably not. Like it's probably not Suzanne. You know, I
would be.
Well, the thing that makes it so difficult is that magic is real. So
Right.
immediately, I look to my spells and I look at Charm Monster, and that
Yeah.
can just work.
I mean, I just don't
So-
think Suzanne would have helped us. I think it would have just like if she had just let herself get poisoned, then like her plan would have gone way better than being awake and helping.
I don't
But-
think it's Suzanne. That
Yeah.
for me, Suzanne is just the hard to trust. Because also, did she even need to do this? I feel like she could have tried another method and been fine.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna take Suzanne down. We're gonna take Meow down too. Just
Meow and Dell, I'm still meh. I don't know on them.
yeah,
Like,
honestly,
something. Look, we need to find out for sure at some point about them and their food because that was it's obviously really big important.
I have to retcon something again.
Uh-oh.
I have to retcon something again. Everybody. So Alok, you sneaked in people's rooms. Fuck, there's so much I have to retcon actually. Okay. I mean, it doesn't change anything that you guys know. It's just for visualization purposes, so you don't think it's like a conspiracy. The cauldrons that carried the stew inside of the Cork and Cove, the people inside of the rooms, including Rocco, were not upright because the ship turned on its side. Okay? Everybody. Alright.
That's true.
Okay, was
That is true.
thrown. Okay?
Everyone was somehow
So they're-
sleeping peacefully after getting flung around. They landed back on their bed.
Yeah, I just like thought about it, and I was like, I keep
No, that's
because I
true.
never meant for that to happen. Okay, so
Mhm.
because of the anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
the-
that makes
the-
sense.
The double whale of it all. But yeah, but I mean,
So Ruby was like
So what
licking
you're
the soup
saying-
off the
So what you're
ground.
saying is Rocco kind of had the sword pushed in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Rocco
maybe,
took
yeah.
bludgeoning damage and died actually after the second.
Rocco had to stabilize again.
Yeah. Lucky man. Okay.
And also the alchemy equipment that already looked kind of messed up to start with.
Yeah. I keep forgetting the fact that happened and that everything would be fucking off the
And
wall.
That
that
is
the
fair,
soup
that's pretty
also
drastic.
would be all on the ground.
Yeah, the soup would have been on the ground, so it would have been a little bit more gross for Ruby to have done that.
okay, can
I
we
mean,
just say that
it's a
someone
cauldron.
inside of the cauldron and just
There could be like a little bit that stayed inside the cauldron. You know, it's round.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
didn't like
sure,
dump
sure.
out.
Where's
Yeah,
the
I like
residue?
that. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay. But
We're gonna retcon it so Ruby started licking the floorboard.
That's the real reason
Y'all
Alok
don't
said
give me
no.
enough of that.
All right.
Okay. I think we're gonna cut to, unless people have specific actions they want to take in where they are. Do we want to cut to like you guys sharing your thoughts with each other,
Mhm.
like as a
I'm
group?
ready for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This action will have
I think-
consequence. I'm just kidding. But like, so
I-
if there's any like last minute things you want to like,
I think the only thing is that Sully probably wouldn't want to leave Rocco until we kind of figure out what we're gonna do with him.
Or I'm
so
overboard.
Sully, you're staying down here with Rocco.
Yeah, but like if people wanted to come hang out in this room while
We can all just talk in
have a
with
chat in
Rocco's room.
I thought the point was like to not reveal that he was alive.
Yeah, well, that was Sully's thought, and she kind of has been like, both helping him, but also sort of keeping him here, just so that like nobody sort of knows what's going on with him in case we want to try doing some sort of reveal. But
So, by the way, Rocco was killed by his own sword, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So whoever
Well,
did
not killed.
this. Well, so how did it happen again? Was it while he was sleeping? He was stabbed in his sleep with his own sword,
Mhm.
and he just died there. He didn't like wake up, you know, or like we went unconscious there.
Like he kind of went immediately to.
0.
It's like what video game is it? Skyrim rules where like if you get sneak attacked in your sleep, it's kind of like a instant like death animation. It might have been Fallout. I don't remember, but like it's the kind of thing where it's like yeah, you have HP, but like when you're sleeping,
Yeah.
it's kind of like one of those type of things where you don't just
Right.
like. Wait a minute, I have 60 HP. I'm alive actually. Even though
Yeah,
you stabbed me in
yeah.
the
Stabbed
chest
me in
while
the
I
throat,
slept.
but I'm good. I'm good.
'Cause what I'm
Yeah.
curious about is if someone used his sword, then they'd have to be someone that's like probably good with a sword, maybe.
I mean, if he's sleeping,
Higher
they don't have to be
life
that
level?
good.
I mean, that
Yeah.
could be pretty hard. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you didn't know how to use a sword, you might like maybe caught weird. Does he have like a normal sword? Is it just like a plain normal sword? Or like a scimitar?
He has a long sword.
I feel like that would be
That's
pretty
the
hard for
weird thing.
someone.
Maybe someone with like horrible strength, so less likely for bug. But like, if
It's
but,
not bug.
I mean, if this person has been planning this for so long, I think they'd at least be smart enough to be like, oh, if my thing is I'm a monk that punches people, maybe it'd be a real bad thing if he died by punches.
Yeah, a bunch of
What's something
knocks at the temple.
nearby? Oh, his
Mhm.
sword.
Also,
I
like, if
guess-
they, I mean, unless they were flying, if they were, like, rappelling up the side of the ship, they would have to have some dexterity or athletics of some kind. Unless they used, like, all magic to get in here.
Okay, so I feel like I want to cross Talwood off for having done the killing with the sword, but I feel like Talwood makes the most sense for having done the alchemy stuff, so if we do assume 2 people, I feel like Talwood's maybe a good second person who've done the alchemy stuff.
It's very possible that, yeah. Oh, have we met up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
are
you
we?
might
Are
have.
we?
Okay,
I guess
okay,
minus Suli, right? Minus Suli, because you want to stay with Raja. Or if you want, you can have Zisha watch his room or something.
I want Zisha to be watching everyone else. I mean, that's what I would suggest to her. She
I can send
choose my
Fields
mom.
to watch over him.
Also, is everybody
Fields has a
awake?
direct connection to my brain.
Oh, that's good. I want to make sure that someone has eyes on him in case, like,
Yeah.
you know, just in case. I don't know.
Fields, make noise if anyone gets in that
Yeah,
room.
if he dies before we get there, we can revive him, as long as we know what's happening.
Okay, I'll do my best. You see,
Actually, you know what?
Zisha-
Fields, go invisible. There we go. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Now if someone tries to kill him, we'll know.
Stealth mode. Call me Milkman Feels. Goes, flutters in.
Doesn't even like.
She's
whoa.
a huge fan of you, by the way, Alok. We don't really talk about her characterization, but huge fan of you.
I don't think she really talks to any of us, actually.
She's whatever I need her to be.
I feel like we haven't even seen her for like 30
Look,
adventure
she
days?
immediately dies every single combat, so she just hides and maybe shows up once every time.
I see.
Anyways, yeah, so I found where they stashed the poison. It was under a floorboard. And we're having the forensic team looking at it right about now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You surmise that you probably have a couple, maybe like a little under an hour to figure out for those lab results to come back.
Do we just say we said it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh my goodness!
Okay.
What? Oh, someone was
Footsteps.
walking on our ship. Wait! Footsteps on our ship. Alok, did you leave those footsteps?
I didn't come
Were
from
you
down.
walking on the side of our
Yeah,
ship?
but
anyways?
the level I'm at, my window's at the same level as his, and I went up. So you know, couldn't have been me. I'm clear. I'll put myself in the clear list.
Oh, okay.
You two are still not on
Well,
there.
you're the one that has the list, so I mean, no.
This
I'm
is
not
this is.
gonna say anything.
I feel like Ruby's list. This was the one that took out the paper.
True.
Which is weird
Ruby
then
does
that you have
have-
Suzanne. Oh, yeah, I guess you did with Suzanne. No, you're good.
Okay, so we really need to talk about Miela and Dell because whoever this is had to have access to the food. And also, why did Bug and Barnacle Jones, like, they had to have been there also to make sure that they had the antidote?
Yeah, so somehow they got the antidote. And also somehow these little pepper things were, you know, they're the poisoned ones, which means at some point there was a refill or like a restocking of these, and that's probably when those were brought in instead of the normal ones. So we have to figure out when they were restocked and if anyone had a direct hand in that. That could be, you know, sus.
Also, is the menu like figured out in advance, and it's just like everyone knows we're having eel monster soup on like, Saturday? They use the rock salt then.
Yeah.
It's-
These are questions that you would have to ask Del and Miela if you're ready to bring them up. Yeah.
I am. I don't know.
Um,
Do you guys have anything else?
Before that, I just wanted to say that as far as the list of the traitor goes, it's has steady hands, able to use alchemical tools, motivated by money because they mentioned they're going to be paid handsomely. Is dexterous, able to climb or scale, maybe use mage hand to open up.
I want to say, I might have to double check this. I want to say the wording I used might have been reward instead of like not necessarily money reward. I will have to double check what I said.
I feel like maybe
that
they
sounds
said like
right.
repaid, like, or just they will receive some sort of
Yeah, it's
reward,
not
but it
necessarily
might not
money.
necessarily be money.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be, but it might not be.
I just know that my assumption was it was something with power. I don't think money was said.
I think I thought it was money because remember I had that whole money like test too, where I
The
like
money
dropped a
test.
bunch of gold coins.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was
No.
our novice investigator days. Now we've leveled up.
You've
We're
leveled up, but I
experts
feel
now.
like Ruby set the tone. Okay, maybe if you guys had taken that more seriously, you would have rooted at the trailer earlier.
What do you mean,
And
you
Barnacle
guys? Ruby
still
led
be
that.
here.
I'm saying if you guys all committed as hard as Ruby did.
That's
to
true.
sussing out these
That's
new
true.
people.
I was not committed. That's true. Yeah, do you guys want to talk to Del, Miela? See what's up?
Oh,
Is
there's
where-
one more suspect that I believe we should all see one time before we wake anyone else. Alok, where did you last see Gary?
You know, that's the thing. I haven't.
Whoa.
Da-da.
But that's because he kind of blends in.
Year, eating the worst food. I haven't seen land in a decade.
All right, well, that's fine.
Also, is
Where-
Lula on the ship
where
still too,
are-
or is that not a thing anymore?
Who?
Lula, the fairy pixie.
Oh.
No one
Or-
spoke up about her, so I assume she's dead.
You know what? She stayed in the Feywild. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
She
did
had
that.
she had a whole side arc in the Feywild nobody
Join-
knew about. And
she
she's
can,
so
she can join our
small.
poker game that we're having in
She's so
Kanaland.
small. You know what? Fuck it. She's there. She's there with Suma. And she's there going, Suma, I had this whole backstory. But there was so much going on at the time.
Whenever I need comfort in my life, I just imagine the very weird game of poker that's happening in that.
Just like
room.
truly had so much to give. But anyway, these new people are pretty cool. Anyway.
Where are all the other suspects while we're talking to Del and Miela?
If you choose to bring up Del and Miela separately, they will all be in their rooms. If you choose to bring them all up all at the same time, you can tell them to wait somewhere, like the Cork and Cove or above deck.
Because I'm wondering, like, maybe we don't have to bring them up, like, make them conscious, but maybe, like, have everyone sort of laid out in a room and have maybe Zisha and Suzanne or
I'll remind you,
such
the elves
arrangement
are
watching over them.
conscious, so they will know
Yeah.
that you're doing this.
This is true, and it's really funny because Zisha's kind of Kai's boss, so like she's just like, fuck it, you're doing this.
Yeah, Kai is like, okay, yes, of course, very well, very well. You see Nico's like, is this strictly necessary? I don't believe that I should be under any sort of suspicion. I am stiff
thought
as a
you were
board right now.
paralyzed.
Not in
How's
the
your
way I
mouth
enjoy.
the only thing that isn't paralyzed.
Oh, this is through the Spore Network.
It's so true.
No, just kidding. This is my regular. It takes more than some deadly poison to keep me from yapping.
I would believe that.
Okay, but you take everybody up. You lay out. I think you find. Maybe you bring a pillow from their room, lay them out on one of these tables, and everybody gets situated in the Cork and Cove. I don't have a Lily token. Because she's so innocent. Because, like, duh. Like, she's never done anything wrong. Ever. 1 second.
Never
There's
what?
gotta be... I have, like, a bunch of free tokens here. Let me see. Lily, come on. Oh, townsfolk? Oh, there's no Dragonborn? That's like so racist.
Vermiela, instead of getting a pillow, do you just bring that giant stuffed animal?
Yeah, she does bring the giant stuffed animal, because that's really fucking cute.
Alright, now I'm gonna cast Dream on 3 of them and make them have horrible nightmares. This won't help us.
We're just gonna say this is Lily for now, okay?
That's cool.
Strong, regal.
I have a question before we get
Yeah.
Are there portholes on the lower floors, but like lower than the ones that we came out of too?
Is there a giant plug at the bottom of the ship that if you pull up, we all go down?
There are portholes on the lower levels.
And are they like submerged while we're out?
Yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah.
Maybe we should check that out. If there's any water near any of those
Wait.
portholes.
Yeah, that seems like that would immediately
Yeah.
invite lots of water within.
Maybe check that out. Maybe can
Yeah.
8 go quickly like run down and check that out while they're getting everyone
Like, who
gathered?
actually sleeps there, or...
Sure.
I would try to get like
Ooh.
to
Yeah,
one of
because
the
I
windows
could
under
tell
Rock House.
you like where I saw the footsteps, and you could
Yeah.
check like in that area to see if you see anything.
Sure. Okay. Alok, you run down to the lower levels, and there are still some rooms down here. Like Lily's room is down here. Like fucking Shaz's room is down here. Who else am I missing? Anybody? Kai. Not Tallwood is upstairs. You see Dell and Miela actually have their rooms down here. And you look around. Suli is able to communicate with you, I think, via the Spore network.
And could I have given Alok guidance, like just in case?
Guidance through the Spore network. Interesting.
Well, could give me guidance before I
mean,
ran
like,
down. It lasts like a minute.
That's what I meant.
And I can
Yeah.
run down there in a minute.
Oh, okay. Like you open the door and you
Yeah,
get
that's what I meant.
Sure. Okay.
It's like a pat in the back as I'm going
Then
through.
fine. I'm like, I don't want to set the precedent
like,
that you can
yes.
mentally give guidance from
No.
far away.
Can I just always have a D4 on my ability checks?
Can I just actually my character was You run down. You try and match the sort of where that porthole would be. And it's almost a little bit unfortunate because the porthole leads to the infirmary, which is not a specific person's room. However, what you see is something very what's strange is that there isn't like a ton of water in this room. You would not surmise that like, oh, a bunch, like this was opened while it was underwater. First of all, like the pressure differential, you could not push the window open while this was occurring. What you can conclude, though, I think, so the ship is righted right now, so you as well cannot push it open. Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Do you want to... Okay, 21. You will note this. You look around. I guess I would describe the infirmary to you. There's a couple of beds. This used to be where Tink would operate on people, but these days, you note from like the general decor and the accoutrement, you see like several like little signs that this is a place where Priscilla is very highly worshipped. There are like, like little like figurines, like statuettes and stuff, like maybe a little banner with like the symbol of Priscilla on it. Lily has been operating as the ship's sort of like, I mean, she was the only cleric for a while until Ruby got here. I mean, Nico can throw a healing word every now and then, but she was like the main healer down here. You also note like that there's like a little bit of a log, and you can't really tell handwriting because you don't know these people that well, but Lily has been keeping a log specifically of like different people's injuries and stuff like that. You rifle through that. Some of it is you kind of have to dig it out of like a pile as you hunt from like things that were like tossed about the room. There is a page of notable injuries, like you see like Marielle, like burn from the wraith water, from swimming in to punch the eel monster or whatever, like stuff like that, like various cuts, and like Lily has kept like a pretty detailed log of all the stuff. You also see she keeps a log of people who she cares for when they die and respawn on the Reaper. So like you don't see, so you do from this get a sense of who and who has not like taken the deal among the original members of the Reaper who are still here, which at this point is literally just Nico and Suzanne.
And Shaz.
And
Shaz.
Shaz. I forgot. It's
Why did you
mostly
forget about
Shaz.
Shaz?
It's just mostly Shaz over and over again.
Mhm.
And you do see like names you recognize further up in the list because the thing goes back years. So there were people from like that used to be on the Reaper's crew who are kind of on there. So this is where they would be kind of taken care of. You look around. How do I put this? The conclusion I think you come to is that this porthole was accessed at the exact moment that the ship was on its side. It's the only time it could have happened. Piecing together the amount of water that isn't there and the fact that this couldn't have been opened otherwise, it is mainly used for, like, these portholes are mainly used for scouting for underwater threats. It's the only reason you have them. Because when times are like this, yeah, you need somebody up in the crow's nest looking for, like, splashes of water heading towards you, but you also need, like, lookouts. You also need to be able to identify dangers that are swimming towards you from the bottom, because there's a lot now. So that's the reason why these things are here. And there is, like, like a light cantrip infused, like, sort of like rock lamp that is can be used as like almost like a searchlight to look out into the water. Do you do so? Do you turn it on to see what's out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at everything. That could be anything.
Sure. You turn it on to see what's out there, and you see, swaying back and forth like a pendulum, is a rope.
With a knot.
Is it a knot I recognize? Okay. It's hanging as if like it's from above and it's like swinging down in front of the window. So,
Strangely enough, it is hanging. It's in the water. So notably, Suli did not see it when she looked down because it was beneath the water. On a 21 investigation, I will piece together the scene for you. It is likely that somebody like very quickly like lassoed like the top of the hull and like tied it to something like below this window, or you can actually see like the part of the outside of the porthole that it was like attached to make like a line basically going from like this window up to the hall, and then used it to ascend up to Rocco's room. And then likely the rope was cut, which is why it was no longer there for Suli to see.
okay.
However, Suli did not look up. Suli looked down very specifically. So while the part of the rope that was beneath the water was what's it called? Hidden from view, there may still be one on the top side. Or not. Who knows?
Okay. They were really... Okay, can I also, because I was one that did this, can I get a sense of the time frame this person would have had to do this? Because I went through my window onto this same side of the ship while it was in that, like, that possibility, that moment as well. And there was, like, a turn, maybe, that I wasn't there. I guess we teleported up. So there was, like, a small time frame. Can I get, like, an idea of that time frame? If it would have been, like, if there was enough time before I got out of my window, or if it was after that.
I think it could only have happened during the time that Galet scattered you.
Okay.
Wait, no. Because the ship was righting itself by then, right?
I don't remember.
I think it would have had to happen almost concurrently to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you were looking up at the whale, this person was climbing up from the bottom.
Right. Which, that is something that you could easily miss when you're looking at this giant-ass whale that's tipping over your ship.
Yeah,
so
you are looking at a giant-ass whale.
Yeah.
But you imagine this person maybe even saw you as you did that. But obviously your
Mhm.
attention is fixed on one place. And perhaps they were trying to be stealthy. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe they were invisible.
I don't think I got anything else I can do here. I was just wondering what I might see. Just another part of the clue, or the mystery. Is there anything else I'm missing? I feel like I'll just maybe head back up.
Okay,
with
you
this
head back
information.
up. And I think let us take our break. Yes?
Okay.
Before we get super into it, a little quick bio break. Get your waters, get your beers, get your snacks, and we'll be
Your
back.
milk.
Let's say O2.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, let's do it. Do you like my idea, Liz?
Yeah, I do.
That's gonna be so sick.
I already have started visualizing in my mind.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
These streets never change. Neither do these people. Night after night, I walk this grimy sidewalk on the search for something I can't ever find.
I love it. I don't know if anyone here has ever played Blueprints, but the music kind of reminds me of that.
Play Blueprints.
You do? I fucking love that game.
That game is so good.
It's
Some of
really
it is just a
good.
little too big brain for me, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I think I got to a certain point and I was like, oh, there's so much more. What the fuck? I was
What have you accomplished the sort of goal, the initial goal of the game?
The initial goal, yes. And then you find out there is so many
That
more
there's,
goals
like,
after that.
So many, yeah. We're
And it just
we're
keeps
at that
going
point
and
as well.
going.
It just keeps going, and then I keep like not Googling like spoilers, but just like sort of side Googling just to make sure that, because we took like 6 months off of playing it and then returned to it. And I just wanted to make sure that the things that I remembered were true. And while I was Googling that, like I saw like flickers of mentions of things that you can do that I was like, no, I don't want to know.
I'm like,
I had no idea
this
you
is too
could do
much.
that. Like, ah. But anyway, the music, there were some oboe numbers in here that reminded me of it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm vibing in that mansion
You
right
gotta
now.
set the mood a little bit, you know?
It's very good. Very noir.
This is some nice music. Oh, I think we said the same
actually.
thing. Yeah.
I've been
I was
loving
like,
it tonight.
I also got caught in like the vibe of it for a second there.
Oh, for sure. I think it was like perfect for this session. All the music that's been playing. Very nice, classy music.
It does make me want for the villain to be really play it up though, you know? like oh, so you were expecting me, Sherlock? Like, you know, Moriarty or something. Has to have a
I
little bit
hope
of that.
so.
I hope we get like a Scooby-Doo spiel. We got away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. That'd be fun.
Now let's see who's behind that mask. Aramis!
It would be, of course.
I want my shit back. He's just being a brat. I want my shit back. Okay. We convene again with everybody, I think, except for Suli. Or Suli, you are leaving, right? But we're leaving Feels in Rocco's room?
Yes, so I'm giving Rocco Feels. I'm asking my mom to stay with everyone else, and then I think we're going to talk to Del and Miela, right?
Oh, Miela, okay. You go over to talk to Del and Miela. You bring them out of their stupor with the antidote, and they slowly come to. I think Miela wakes up first. She goes, "What is going on? Is everybody okay? I feel very awful."
Is that a
No. Oh, go ahead. No, you may. I insist. Are you sure?
no? That was
Don't
No.
mean to cross. I don't want to.
I know. Did you guys hear what she said?
What did you
What?
say?
She said,
I said, is that a confession?
Oh my god.
that was good.
She goes, what is going on? You guys look very troubled.
Well,
Nope.
see, the issue is, it seems everyone has been poisoned. And, we just got some questions. Yeah. The, food that was served last night was poisoned.
My food's the food that I prepared.
Yes, exactly. The soup specifically.
You see, she looks around She goes, uh, "Are you accusing me?
No. Me and my
Are you
partner would never do such a
accusing
thing.
me?"
I would never. No.
No, of course, you're a good captain.
Of course. But this might be a bad day for Ruby, so you don't want to get on her bad side.
Yeah. Tell us. Tell us what you know, okay?
Well, I prepared it the way I always prepared dinner. I consulted the list of, requests that people had. I tried to do a rotating, sort of menu of everyone's favorites, and we still had some leftover eel monster from the last feast that we had, and I decided to make the stew. It was a request.
By who?
You see, she consults. Oh my god, the music. She like kind of thinks back in her memory, and she says, "I don't think they signed their name. I think that they just sort of put it there."
Is the hand? I assume she's showing us with something with handwriting.
Sure, I think she maybe groggily, maybe she like tells you where to get the menu from within the Cork and Cove, and you bring it over, and you see a couple of things of people's favorites. Like you see Barney has just put meat in all caps multiple times as a little thing. Bug put shrimps like an S, just like many shrimps they put. Um, uh, Most people sign their name. Some people don't because the way that they say it is super obvious, and you see very neatly printed in like almost a robotic handwriting is just eel stew.
Well, it is their handwriting at least. Mela, do you see this
Other-
handwriting often? Like, do you think you've ever seen someone write like this?
I don't think so. I mean, to be honest, very honest with you, we mostly communicate via the Spawn network these days.
Yeah. About it kind of. What's up with? I don't know if this is the time to be talking about it, but no one's explained the Spore network to me, and I've got to be telling you, it's confusing as all heck.
So it's sort of like you have a main channel, and you sort of like can talk to everybody in there, but you don't really have like sort of good way to determine who you are messaging. Sort of everyone who's in range can hear, and then there's also like private channels you can have with like just one person, or like maybe just a few people in like a select room if you need to have a private conversation.
Okay. None of this helps the investigation, but thank you.
Maybe this the context is helpful for you.
Yeah. Okay, well, so whoever this was, asked for the meal. You're like, all right, we got that. And, when you was it the salt, Ruby? There was a,
Little balls
when
like
did
pepper.
you last,
Oh, the rock spices.
yeah, the rock spice. I'm gonna call them salt moving forward.
Sure. Ours went missing just the other day.
All of them?
Well, the one that I was using, the one that was opened.
And did it magically appear again when you
Well,
made
I
it?
I asked for it in the hold of holding, and I pulled the next one out.
Ah, so it disappeared, so you went to get the next batch.
Basically, yes.
Hmm.
Was there something wrong with the salt?
That is where the poison was.
You see, at this point, like Dale gets up too, and uh, you maybe just catch her up to speed a little bit. You see, Dale goes, access to the hold of holding is unfortunately kind of anybody can put stuff in it and take stuff out. It's like a communal bag of holding, basically. I guess if somebody wanted to poison somebody, stealing one supply of an ingredient and making sure the only supply left in there was compromised would be the way to do it.
Did when you were serving this food, was anyone acting a bit strange last night? Anyone moving about a bit too much? Because for Bug and Barnacle Jones, they weren't poisoned, so they had to have been given an antidote.
Antidote. Well, I don't know about any of that, but when Bug and Barney were there that night, and they found out that they were both on night shift together, Barney took it as some kind of sign that, I don't know, he seemed really jazzed about something. He was mumbling something under his breath about proving his worth to the captain and how, everybody was going to like him now and not think he was a stupid idiot. I don't know why he thought that. He kind of just is a dummy. But he suggested a celebratory drink with Bug, and he went back down to his quarters to pull out like I guess liquor he had saved specifically for that purpose. They had a toast.
I mean, could that could have been it, but doesn't really make sense on why. Unless,
What do you mean?
well, it just doesn't make sense how the poisoner would believe that he would go for the celebratory drink. Unless they immediately acted after he shouted that at the top of his lungs, I guess. And from prior stuff from A-Lock, they do seem to be the type to really use those opportunities quite quickly. So it's possible. How loud was he when he shouted?
I mean, he's pretty loud. I mean, you've met him, right? Where is he, by the way? Why don't you just ask him?
He he sacrificed himself.
He did what?
It's a whole thing. There's no guarantee that he's dead, but he's dead.
Shit.
Yeah. And seems like the poisoner manipulated him into doing some not too smart things.
Well, if you were gonna manipulate people, those two would be pretty high up on the easy targets list.
Did either of you talk to him that much? Was his self-esteem always an issue? Or has it been getting, worse over, I don't know, the past week?
No, I mean, he's pretty much always been that way. I mean, at least as long as I've known him, which is 4 years. Barney's, I mean, he's got a good heart. Had a good heart, I guess. But he's kind of a fuck up. He's gotten kicked off of every other group he's been in. And he's applied, he's gone through hell and high water to get aboard one of the legendary pirate crews. I mean, I don't know if this is exaggeration or not, but I heard a story that one time he heard a rumor that the Gale sometimes descended from the clouds to resupply at a specific place. He waited there, lassoed onto the ship, and held onto it until it was in the stratosphere, and then climbed up to beg for a position.
I'm shocked that they did. Did he not do a pun?
Yeah, he wasn't really on theme with that
Ah,
whole. But I mean,
yeah.
they took him aboard for a while. Maybe out of just sheer respect for the gumption. But I mean, I'm getting the picture that we're in this mess because he did something stupid, and well, that's just the kind
Well,
of thing he did.
I don't pay. Well, I've never had to pay attention towards the work schedules, but it seems like it has been changed.
I mean, that's
What?
pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty sort of par around here. People like to cover each other's shifts. People like to cross people's names out and be like, "I'm taking this shift. I'm taking this shift. Whatever." Um, Barney's, soft banned from putting himself onto the schedule. We've kind of had that as a rule for him. So if he was on that shift, he probably just saw that his name was there and assumed somebody assigned him. Usually that's Suzanne's job, but I think lately she's gonna step down to let you, take the reins again. We've just kind of been self-regulating.
Yeah, that worked real well. Okay. Anyone got better questions right about now?
I think Alok, you're there by now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any questions, but could I have been insight checking this conversation, just like
Sure,
getting
yeah.
a feel for these people?
Can I throw my hat in that ring?
Oh my god, your guys' rolls are fucking crazy
Oh,
today.
well, I can't beat that, but that was close.
Gee, what's with the 19?
It's
I don't know.
just you guys are crazy. You guys are insane. Um, you get the sense that they're being pretty truthful here and that their assessment, you sense a little bit of coldness in Dell, not like a spiteful one, but in a she's seen a lot of shit kind of way, where she fully admits I've known Barney for 4 years and I just found out he died, and she's kind of just like, that's really sad, but like this shit happened. Let's figure this out though, because that's more important. Miela is kind of like curled up in a ball. You see, she looks especially distressed at the idea that something she made has caused this much pain to everybody. She looks really distraught, but you don't sense deception from either of them.
Did you not get any other suggestions for the meal for tonight?
Usually people, put them in. No, nobody else tonight.
Where do you guys keep that suggestion box list?
Just in the Cork and Cove. I mean, I don't often pay attention. That's usually Miela. And you see she kind of like flinches at that. And you see she says, I had never seen this person's handwriting before. I thought maybe there was someone who is usually too scared to say, what their opinion is or to ask for something. And maybe it was just the first time they had the courage to, make a request. And so I thought, well, I don't need to make the same meet all caps that Barney wants, just because he's usually the only person who requests stuff. Maybe this person who has never done it before deserves to have that chance. I picked it. Anyone at this point, if you would like, can give me intelligence or insight. Or investigation, whatever.
I'm in investigation mode. Yes. Yeah.
Sully, on a 22 insight check, you come to the... It's weird. Your insight into Miela's emotional state is sort of like almost giving you a clue as to who the traitor could be, or at least what the traitor is like as a person. Piecing together everything you know about this person, they knew if indeed the antidote was in the celebratory drink that Barney and Bug shared, that Barney kept in his room. If they submitted a request on that day, assuming that Miela would pick it out of any of them, this person you're dealing with knows this crew inside and out. to the extent that they can reliably plan around how these people will react in specific situations. They know that Miela is such a softie that she's gonna look at, oh, this person's never requested anything before. Of course I'm gonna pick this person. I don't need to make somebody else's favorite for the 50th time. This is the first time this person's reached out. I'm gonna pick that, of course. They know Barney well enough to go, if I make Barney think that he's doing the captain a big thing and that he's about to climb up the ranks, he's gonna crack open his special whiskey. And he's gonna drink that antidote. This person has been watching the crew, getting to know them, understanding them on a level that allows them to manipulate everybody to this extent. That is what you gather from that. On a 21 investigation, Alok, I think you puzzle through a couple of things that you have heard so far. And I'm actually gonna say this, unless you specifically want to remain in this room, in Del Miela's room, you are still, so Del Miela's room are on the lower level, okay? The other thing on the lower level is the infirmary, a couple of other people's rooms, and that like cargo hold type area where the alchemy set was, that was trashed, okay? So, that being said, I think something clicks in your head after mulling it over on a natural, like on a 21. Could anyone have had the time to respond to the thing tilting that fast? It's sort of piecing together Suli's realization and your realization at the same time. This is a person who plans meticulously. They rely on like almost like social engineering, setting up situations so that people react in a certain way. This is not a person who like on the flip of a switch can immediately be like, I need to rappel, up the side of the boat and do a thing really fast. While in the split second of, because like the whale hadn't even charged, that was Gallet becoming a whale. Like that's not something I didn't plan for that. God couldn't have predicted that. You know what I mean? Like, literally. So, like, how could this person have done that? Something clicks in your head, Alok, of what if that rope happened earlier?
Oh, like earlier in the day? Or like just...
You guys were sleeping for a while before the whale attack happened.
Yeah, but they couldn't open the window, right? So how would that have happened?
There's many different ways to get up.
They could have messy stopped, I guess.
Also, on a 21, if there wasn't enough time to do it while the window could be opened, the rope was tied to the outside of this window. Is there reasoning to believe that the window was accessed at all?
Mm-hmm.
Would there have been another reason for somebody to be below sea level prior to the attack?
It was Swahagan.
Yeah. Hmm.
That is my question, I guess.
So,
Because that sorry, go ahead, Viv.
oh no, you go.
No, I want to hear your thing.
In case yours answers mine. Oh.
I was just gonna say that the question, it does still linger of how were the whale and the Sahuagin summoned? It's not like, Bug and Barney had specific coordinates. It's not like they were told navigate to this place. They were just told get the ship moving. They weren't like, oh, Captain, I thought you wanted to sail to this random spot in the ocean. It was like, They just wanted out of Dawnbreak Cove, which happened. And at that point, how then was a whale and fish people summoned at the to an exact location? On some level, there had to have been some kind of communication between the trader and the forces seeking to apprehend. Yes.
2 questions. One, probably pointless, but may as well ask. And I'll ask it first. Last time when we were fighting the whale, Barnacle Jones and Bug both had fallen in the water, but we only got Bug back. Were there noticeable burns on Bug from the acid and water stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I
They
figured.
spent like less than a turn. It was pretty fast.
Yeah.
It was pretty fast.
But if there was anything at all, then he was hurt by the water, so good.
Yeah. Bug and Barney are cleared from that.
Yeah. I had a second one, but I don't remember what it was. My brain is fried right now. It's 1:30. I'll come back to you if I can remember what it was.
Okay.
Could the mind spores be used out of your group? Like,
You can make private
wondering-
channels.
but how widespread can it be used? Like,
Only people
I
who
thought
have
I
also
was-
been affected by the spores.
I was told that this is more of a green lighters thing.
No, this is just the Reaper.
I remember. While we were gone, who was the working therapist on the ship?
There was no working therapist. That is why we're here right now. Without Ruby on this
So
ship,
true.
everything falls apart. And that's the real moral of the story.
Now we know.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, so if there actually wasn't anyone working as a therapist then?
I mean, not in any official capacity.
Okay.
That they would know the inner workings of the ship, you mean?
Ruby, you didn't like keep any papers of your talks with people, right?
Papers? Why?
Like notes.
Like documentation?
No.
That's HIPAA violation.
You're supposed to take notes, but that's so easy to break into. You know what's hard to break into?
Oh, thank goodness.
And the ivory vault up here. I will say I did throw in a detail of Suzanne having kept your room clean. So if there was stuff lying around regarding notes, Suzanne would have been the only person who had access to it.
Alright, so I'll just tell everybody my current thoughts. 1, Lily would have been the most, connected with everyone, being in the infirmary, because everyone would be going in there. She'd probably be having conversations about their healing. I don't know if she really could have done any of this, but there's that. And also the rope was outside of that room. Who knows? I'm wondering Nico, because I'm sure Nico knows a lot about everything that's going on here.
It's Nico.
It could have been Nico. Could also been Marielle, I think. We don't know much about her, but from what we saw, she seemed maybe kind of weird, maybe enough to be super meticulous. I don't know. I'm not sure on Tallwood. I mean, it could be Shaz without.
I don't like Tallwood. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't think I like him.
You've never talked to him.
I
Yeah,
You're
we
the
really
only
haven't.
person
Good vibes.
who has
I
talked
don't
to
think
most
he's
of these
so-
characters. Everyone was like, "Fuck these new people."
I
Except for Bug.
So if we do think it's 2 people, that makes it really hard. But if we think it's 1 person, I don't think it's Shaz or Tallwood
Has anyone talked to Kai ever?
or Mila. There's no way it's Mila. And no, I was actually thinking about Kai too, because that's an unknown. What if it's a Nico Kai duo? That'd be pretty crazy.
2 unsubs.
I can't believe I don't. But Nico's our boy.
That's always a moment in Criminal Minds. Reed goes, "This pattern doesn't hold up. What if there's 2 unsubs?" And they're like, "What? 2?"
Whoa!
So yeah, I
You said-
basically
you said
just
there's a
listed our
rope?
list.
Maybe there's a guy we have that does something with those. Anything come to mind?
I feel like I remember someone like that. I don't know.
Who does
Okay.
what?
Exactly.
Anything to do with ropes, but nah. It's a
Um,
blank.
no, so I think of the people on the list that we have, of the people in the sauce, I feel like it's probably not Miela. It really could be any of their ones, honestly.
I feel like Miel is a good suspect because,
Okay. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
well, she hears a lot. She's in the Quirking Cove. People don't really pay attention to
Hey,
her.
Miela, can you
So is
can
Dell.
you- for a second?
Dell also, because she's kind of like the resident bartender, kind of,
I've told Dell too many secrets. If she wanted to out me, I'm done for.
So maybe it's Dell, Miela, Nico, and Kai. It's all four of them.
And Tallwood.
And Tallwood.
Oh,
Actually, it's everyone.
Yeah.
Just by the way.
They've been pranking
it's
us.
a grand conspiracy. Everyone's part of it, but they think they're the only part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? If you think it's Miela, I think it's Suzanne. You know what?
Ugh.
She wasn't poisoned. She's stealthy. She knows the poison because she was, around.
Oh yeah, no, I do need it. Dell.
When would she have
Uh,
had time to stab Rocco?
you-
She was above like the ship the whole time.
Okay, we'll add her as the sixth person onto the list of people that did it.
How
I
common
will-
is that freaking
Ooh,
poison?
I have a question.
I will just for a moment show you the layout of the ship.
That's disturbing.
I think I'm still confused on like the rope from the infirmary, how that whole thing worked out. Like the timeline of the events too.
Why it's even necessary to a degree?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that the rope probably was not thrown up in like a split second. It's a split second decision. It is not consistent with the unsub's MO. Like our unsub plans meticulously.
Wait,
This is a last minute adjustment.
Is unsub a thing?
Yeah, I don't know what that
Yeah.
means either. I have no idea.
I
Unidentified
thought you were
subject.
making a joke about someone not
Okay.
subscribing.
I figured
Yeah,
about
it's
something.
unknown
I
We use
didn't
it
know.
with like the FBI and like and
Yeah.
stuff like that, like unknown subject or unidentified or one of those.
Let's just go with suspect. It's so much easier.
Our traitor.
Yeah, Terrace
Also would not have been able to plan ahead far enough to be like, just in case the ship tilts over, I'm gonna quickly open this window, throw a rope really fast, climb up it, and like do whatever they were doing. It is likely that the rope leads from this infirmary. So the sea level, right? Infirmary, rope tied to like the bottom part of this window. Fast, right? This part is like floating because it's a rope. I don't know if ropes float up or down. Whatever, it's a rope. It's like, kind of like floating like this.
There's
basically.
waves.
There's waves. It's kind of like doing this or whatever. Maybe the density of wraith water is different. Who knows? But basically, I wanted the visual of like you're turning on the light and the rope is
Okay.
like flying.
So I saw it kind of floating up. Then it was loose at the top and like taut at the bottom.
Yeah, you imagine it
Okay.
was tied somewhere above the infirmary. Suli only looked downwards when she looked up at the window. She saw footsteps. It is unclear at this juncture if the footsteps were leading up to Rocco's, down, if they continued past Rocco's window up to the deck,
'Cause
or not.
I thought that I was like, well, I don't know, because I wanted to follow the trail of the footsteps wherever they led. Like, if they had led like veering off somewhere else that wasn't Rocco's window, like I would have looked. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that you found that they stopped at Rocco's window.
hmm Okay.
If you had looked above you, would you say you would have looked above as well?
I mean, I think so. I think I said I was looking like all around, but
Okay. Then I think what you would notice is this. There is no tie above. So, if you're climbing up a rope and you get to a juncture and you cut it off where you are, there would be a top half that stays affixed to whatever it is and a bottom half that falls.
but I didn't see a rope at all, right?
You didn't
So-
see a rope above. You only Alok sees a bottom half floating.
So it was cut. Oh, okay.
So it was cut, but in such a way that it's not tied to the thing above it anymore. From this, and I'll try to move things along a little bit. You can conclude that if the destination was the deck, the top part of the rope would still be there. Since it isn't, the destination had to have been Rocco's room.
But then could they
When
have climbed up the
I
deck and then just cut it really short, and then you wouldn't see the room?
Wait, what?
Like if they did climb up all the way to the top, and then they cut the rope really short, wouldn't you?
That's true. That's true. But
Well,
then
'cause
you
they
would
could
have
also like
s-
untie the rope that's on
Yeah,
there
you could
and
just cut it
then,
right
like,
at the
take it
top.
off, like,
Mhm.
and bring that, you know, small part with them, and leave the other part to dangle. When I was in Rocco's room, can I think back
Mhm.
to how congealed was his blood? Was it very fresh, like it had just happened, you know, within the last minute or so, or had it like started to dry?
It looked pretty fresh. I don't know if you recall, but as I was describing your attempts to heal him in the last session, when you used Cure Wounds, you got blood all over you.
Mm-hmm. I beeline back there. I think Sully just like turns around and walks back to his room.
Okay. You turn and you beeline to Rocky's room. And you see something that you're not quite sure that you understand. You open the door, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Things are happening. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Okay.
A 22.
Hey.
Something has been set off in this room. Immediately, as you open the door, you catch the scent of reversible snake venom. Whatever this person had left, it has been aerosolized. Similar to, you weren't there, but similar to the timed grenades that were thrown all the way back in Lagan, it has been released into this room, incapacitating anybody inside, except presumably Rocco. You have a second of like, you resist the initial wave, you are fighting it off. You can continue to open the door to see what's going on inside, or you can like shut it to avoid, taking another whiff. However, continuing to open this door will leave you at risk of another wave of this thing affecting you at the end of your next action.
Hang on, just checking some of my abilities. I don't think there's anything that helps me with this whatsoever, but I just want to double check.
Right? Does feels tell me anything, or is there just nothing?
You reach out to Feels. Does Feels have any immunities?
Not that I know of.
Let me just
But
double
I
check.
mean, I imagine if she like died, I'd notice the connection go bye-bye.
I think that you noticed the connection go bye-bye.
Oh, Feels is dead.
I'm opening the door as we speak. I'm risking it.
She didn't even. See, the one session we recognize that she is an existing thing in this world, she dies.
You open the door, and immediately something clatters across the room. You see the I guess the remnants or the scraps of what seems to have been some kind of like gas releasing device that had been rolled underneath the door to activate this thing. You surmise that whoever did this in that instant did that to clear out whoever might have still been in this room, right? Because this person might not have known. You open the door, and you see Rocco attempting to climb out of the window.
Mhm.
He seems in a dead panic, as if he is trying to escape for his life.
And no one else is in the room.
No one else appears to be in the room.
Do I have like a turn's worth of things I
Yep.
can do here?
Mhm.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is cast Fairy Fire in the room.
You cast Fairy Fire in the room. That is going to be your action. Brilliant lights illuminate up the room. Motes of magic from the Feywild crackle, perhaps absorbed into you from your time there. This innate, ancient magic flickering out across the room. And you see illuminated in a way that you haven't seen before. Standing over Rocco, a crackling black dagger in hand. It's a face, it's familiar to you. You wouldn't say it's a stranger, but you wouldn't say it's someone you know either. Like a face in the crowd you keep seeing but never fully acknowledge. The kind of face that could be lurking around a corner as you vent your frustrations to a friend. The kind of person who could be behind a wall as you hype yourself up in the mirror, spilling your secrets. The kind of person that could slip in and out, undetected, due to just the way that they are, the way that they are perceived, or perhaps the way that they never are perceived. And a name flickers to your mind. Before you, crackling with a surge of eldritch power, tinged black red, is Shazamir. Around his face is like a constructed, like artificered, like gas mask that is filtering out the reversible snake venom. He looks over to you and he says, "You aren't supposed to see me. No one's supposed to see me." And his action, in response to your action of Fairy Fire, is he drives his weapon directly into Rocco's back. Rips it out.
As he's doing that, can I take the opportunity when his back is turned to run at him and just tackle him? Like, just throw myself at him?
Okay. You run over and you tackle him. Give me a Constitution saving throw, as I did warn that you would have to make one.
Oh yeah, and as I'm running, I'm screaming into the Spore network. Shaz?
Who?
Do we know who that is?
Casimir.
Oh yeah, I guess you probably actually wouldn't know. Yeah.
Stuli, you manage to rush up to him and pin him against the wall. He looks at you and he says, "Girl, my quarrel is not with you. It would do you better to Leave me to my work. Give me an insight check.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Got a cramp. A really bad one.
Okay, my luck had to be running out sometime.
On a 12, your strength is fading, your adrenaline is pumping, the mind is not operating at its full capacity. You have just screamed out a warning to all of your friends to rush down here to give you aid. Shaz seemingly shakes off completely whatever it is that had just overtaken him. Give me an athletics check as he tries to shove you off of him.
That's my best stat.
Don't have to beat a 10.
Oh,
You are locked
Oh, so weak.
in like a contest of physical might. He's trying to push you off of him. You have another action to use. At the end of this turn of actions, two things will happen. You will have to make another con save as you remain in this room. And your friends can begin to go down.
Okay. I think that at this point, do I have like a bonus action as well?
Sure, yeah.
I am going to use my bonus action. I think this flavorfully is like not even really Suli doing it. It's like the protective energy of Suma sort of from the Hexblade's bond like takes over a bit, and I'm going to use my Hexblade's curse on him. First of all.
Ooh.
Did I do that right? Oh yeah, I did. And so I think like just a sort of glowing sunlight energy sort of comes up around us. And I am going to grab my sword that I think I probably would have had out like once we realized that there was like, you know, a threat aboard. And I want to try to slash the gas mask off of his face.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Oh, wow.
Okay. On a nat 20, you slash a hole straight through his gas mask. His eyes go wide as he just, the gasp of the pain as you do get part of his face, right? But the gas mask is he takes in that gulp of breath. In that moment of shock, he's gonna make a Constitution saving throw. An 18. He holds on. Unless this hex give him disadvantage on something?
I don't think it does anything.
No,
like
that's
that.
actual hex, right? You get like a minus to certain things.
Yeah, but it's different.
At the end of your turn, give me a con save.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stoolie.
Help! I did my cool thing and now I'm gone down.
The gas mask is gone. You begin to succumb. The last thing you see... Well, actually, you just become paralyzed. You do not fall unconscious. You cannot be magically put to sleep. So you slump off of him. And you see he has another moment of like... like clutching his head in some kind of like weird psychic pain. And then he takes one hand and he pushes Rocco's corpse, or what you assume to be his corpse, his body, out of the window, and you hear a splash into the water. as the Reaper continues to chug along. At this moment, whoever rushes down.
I would have taken Ruby with a dimension door into the smack dab middle of the room.
Smack dab middle of the room. The moment you enter, Gal, give me a con save.
Yeah, I know.
Gallet. Do you have anything in the tank?
Let's see.
Any human determination? Anything else?
Nope. Nope. And there's a strong no. I mean, I didn't know
Okay.
that there was any stuff there.
That's true. You did not. Alok, would you have also rushed down? Ruby's in there. already.
I would have ran. I have my bonus action dash too to go faster. If I need to, I can use my spider sash. But I have a question. Are dwarves immune to the poison resistance or immune to the poison condition? Because I thought they just had resistance to like advantage against it.
I think they have advantage against it. I think it's more like stabbing. It was more for insurance, I think. If you wanted to do that to a dwarf, it's more for insurance.
Well, I
cannot
just mean that Ruby's in the
reliably-
room right now, right? So she has to make the save. Too.
Yeah, Ruby's gonna make a save too, but it's
Okay,
at
okay.
advantage.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll run there if I have to use a spider sash to move faster. I'll do that too. But I'm running. We were down
Okay.
below.
Let me reread the dwarf thing though. I remember I ruled it a certain way the first time. Yeah, advantage on saving throws. Yeah.
I was gonna say it would be good to have somebody like go on top so they can see. But I don't think we would have known.
I
Well,
wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Unless
I
you can
just
talk
said,
while paralyzed.
Oh crap!
because I can I was gonna say I can still use the spore network.
You still can use the spore
while
network. Yeah, you can
'cause
communicate that for sure.
I would
'Cause
want
you
to
do not fall asleep.
communicate. Yeah, I would want to communicate that the room is filled with the poison and he is trying to escape. Does it look like he's escaping out the window or out the?
Out the window.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, he's going out the window. I'm paralyzed.
You see him tying a lasso.
Yeah. So I'm narrating the situation from my mind. That's all I can
Ruby,
do.
give me a con save. An advantage.
If that was said, could I, if it was said that he's escaping through the window right now through that room, could I have dimension doored to the outside of that window, right on top of him?
To the outside of the window, hanging on to what? Like hanging on to the window?
Just in the air, I'll grab onto him or something.
And like pull him into the water?
Well, I guess that's probably not a good idea. I assume that's where he's going anyways. We have to get to him now.
Because I'm delighted by that prospect.
His apprentice is the one who takes him down.
I am like hesitant to do this though, because I just don't have strength. I'm sure Shaz doesn't either.
Oh my god.
Let me see if there is anything
All
right
the
here.
rolls came early
amazing.
and they wither away.
We're here to save you,
now.
Sulu!
Are you positive it's not an investigation saving throw? Can we do that?
I don't know that it is.
Damn. Okay, what's being sure that he's going through the window, trying to escape? I mean, presumably if he's going through the window and he's trying to escape, where's he gonna go other than the water to escape the ship?
Yeah. It's a reasonable thing.
What's what you do now, detective?
Okay, so I don't I don't necessarily need to like grab him and bring him into the water, but I would like to get outside that window and then like grab onto him, and if he's still holding on, then I'm holding on to him holding on, or some sort of configuration, whatever I can get in that moment. But I think I'm gonna go for it.
Give me an athletics check with advantage. I feel like, in a weird way, you are actually sneak attacking him.
I mean, who would
Makes
see it
sense.
coming?
Teleporting out of thin air at
Easy
him, yeah.
peasy.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Give me the advantage.
Okay. On a 17, Shaz a bunch of things happens at the same time. You, Gallet, and Ruby appear. I will note that the poison does not seem as powerful in this moment as it perhaps once was. I think Suli, you can feel that. Um, Gallet and Ruby certainly feel that. This open window and the open door at the same time, like, the ocean breeze is diluting the poison in a way where, like, you're still kind of incapacitated, but not like on the floor, passed out. You just feel like very weak and kind of like drowsy. It's making it it's like impairing your actions right now. You see Shaz just kind of like flicks his knife up into the air, catches it. It crackles with power. He says, 7 years. 7 years you didn't see me. Didn't see my face. And you come back. And who gets the dramatic fucking bathroom conversation? Fucking Bug! Bug of all people! I've been here the whole time, and you ignored me. Made a joke out of it. Laughed at me. Who's laughing? No! He gets yanked back by A-Lock, teleporting behind him, yanking him by the shoulders through the window. Ah!
The funniest part of that monologue is me and Ruby will still never know it, and only Suli will know.
If it does matter, because I'm assuming we haven't long rested since the whale fight. I used the mission door already, but I do have my shadow step, so I probably would have gone to the doorway and like just got the like tail end of his monologue and be like, nope, and just fucking like shadow step behind him and then
you shadow step tackle him through the fucking window, and you are flying through the air. Falling in D&D kind of happens instantly.
Yeah.
You both hit the water. And like you feel this burn your skin. It hurts. It's like acid eating away at your clothing, at your exposed parts of your body, at your eyes. In this moment, you look up and you see Shaz also looks like he's in pain. You are both writhing, which to your knowledge shouldn't make sense. If Shaz was the only traitor, why isn't he immune to the water? But that is perhaps a thought for after you deal with your current situation. You both are going to get a turn in the water. I will say your initiative, I'm just going to say it's higher. Well, actually, you just took your turn, so I'm going to say he's going to get a turn. He is going to fire a couple of Eldritch Blasts at you.
So rolling at disadvantage. It's weird. I mean, he is like shooting it in my chest. So.
Yeah, I guess he'll go for the. I guess he'll go probably. I guess if you were still like grappled on, he'd have to go with this dagger. I think. His like weird, fucked up, crackly dagger. So he's gonna roll that. We're gonna see on 12. He slashes out, but I think part of it is the pain, part of it is the sluggishness of moving underwater. He whooshes, cuts like bubbles in an arc above you. You have a moment to act. What is your plan? Are you trying to capture him, or are you trying to knock him out?
Yeah, I can't capture him for shit, so I am gonna try to knock him out. And I feel like this is how it works, but I can technically steady aim and use a melee weapon. And if I'm grappled with him and he can't move, then we're both in a stalemate if I'm not moving and he's not moving. So I can just steady aim and just fucking clock him in the head with my dagger or something, or my rapier or whatever.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Clock him in the head with your rapier,
okay?
And give me sneak attack as an advantage.
Well, I have to roll the head.
Did I also roll the damage that I did to him from before?
Yeah, sure. Okay. That definitely hits. Give me that Solaris damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's this plus another 2d4.
Oh, he has a super cool like scar on his lip now.
Mhm.
As this plinking, calm piano music plays, the two of you sink into the water, illumined briefly from above by flashes of lightning as you delve underneath, tangled, a mess of bubbles escaping from your mouths as you struggle against each other, his missed dagger slash going over your head, and the blunt end of the back of your rapier clocks him directly to the temple. In a moment, almost like the shock wave of that impact blasts out into the water. He begins to slip into unconsciousness. And for a brief moment, you see something in his eyes. It looks like fear and confusion before he passes out. The rest of you shake off the venom. This canister released a lot of gas, but it quickly escaped out into the hallway, out through the open window. You rush over and you look down, and I think everything is still except for the whirling waves for a moment. And suddenly, Alok bursts up from below. I guess maybe you're carrying him.
Yeah, however
Fireman
possible.
style, or just on your shoulder or whatever.
I'm probably like just
And
dragging under his arm and like just trying to go like that. I don't know.
yeah, dragging
It's not
under his
heroic.
arm. You guys, stop the ship. You weigh anchor. You throw down a ladder for Alok to climb aboard, with Shaz in tow. And if I may, if you will indulge me for a moment, I think he is quickly bound, tied up in rope, sealed with a knot that looks very familiar. As you guys tie him up, you have. Go ahead.
Nope, you're muted.
Wait, I can't hear you.
Is Rocco like just gone?
Would you have tried to recover Rocco's body?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hello?
We didn't really do anything of this with the dog stuff. I still have calling
yes.
out for the day, so I would have turned into a shark and smelled the blood.
Okay. I think, Gallet, you rush out and you try to retrieve Rocco. You successfully, I think, as Shaz is brought above deck, tied up and like secured, you bring Rocco up, kind of towing him in shark form until people can like haul him up onto the deck.
I nibbled on
He-
his foot a little.
You nibble on his foot a little, he dies. he dies from that immediately.
Yeah, I couldn't find him, guys. Couldn't find him.
No, you get the sense that Shaz's attack, Suli had healed him, but for like what, a first level cure wounds?
Mhm.
Like that last attack from Shaz took Rocco out. He is, I want to say, you act quickly enough to, if you are willing to spare or revivify or an Alok amulet use, there's time for that. I will let you mull that over. You haul Shaz overboard, and Rocco follows soon after. Everybody else is still paralyzed save for Del and Miela. And while you stand around these two bodies, it is as if there are fragments of a story that begin to make sense but don't just quite add up. Shaz burned in the water. Who climbed the rope? Who stabbed Rocco in the first place? Because if Rocco was stabbed, well, how did Shaz get out of there and get back into his room? If you guys moved Shaz's body into the Cork and Cove and laid them out on those benches, what did you carry up there, and what is this person in front of you? Is it the real Shaz, or was the other thing a dummy? In this moment, there are still questions flying around. you get the sense that you've begun to unravel this thing, but not all of it. We will unravel the rest, however, next session, as we close this one out on kind of a really cool image of like Alok tackling Shaz into the water and doing battle, underwater battle, and Suli slashing the gas mask, and Ruby spit taking the fucking poison. All of you guys in like full investigative mode and like figuring all this stuff out is like, I don't think we're gonna do a whole other investigation session next session. I think we're gonna wrap it up pretty quickly, as we have other things to do. But we are, but good job for asking the right questions and looking for the right clues in the right places. Keeping somebody inside of Rocco's room was critical. Like, Suli, the fact that you had stayed in there and looked around in there, instead of going with your initial plan of just everybody going back out and like having a big group talk, a lot more stuff could have happened. The question is, why did Shaz try to kill Rocky the second time? If Shaz was the person who tried to kill Rocky the first time.
Yeah, because like everything was done, like the poison was already dispersed and people were waking up by the
the
time
plan already
that-
failed, you know.
Yeah.
At
Unless
that
there's
point,
another
there's...
plan that we don't know about. But,
Well,
like,
you know, we don't need to
Wagon
get too much into
two.
talking about it. It seemed like something was
Yeah.
maybe controlling him, or like mind control or something.
It did, yeah, it did seem like
We'll
that.
see what happened.
What was it?
I'd also like to point out for everyone,
Oh,
just because I'm humble, if everyone looks at the war room and remembers who everyone guessed who it would be, I'm pretty sure I said Shaz, but I don't remember if I did.
You said
Oh,
Shaz
did
last
you?
session. I played it so fucking cool every time you guys mentioned Shaz. I played it so cool.
oh yeah, Ryan, you did
He
say
fits some of, he
Shaz.
definitely fits some
I
of the
will-
things, but I just, it's hard to know when you want to do the
Nice.
bit more.
I will
Yeah,
make it look worse for me. I actually thought it was
I-
Muriel. I just said Shaz 'cause it was funny.
It just, I mean, it would never have been somebody you guys didn't interact with very much, because there would have been the point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think it was any of the new people, just because there wouldn't be like a lot of like emotional investment in that as
Exactly, yeah.
much. Like
That was like one thing that
not
really brought me
that
to
it couldn't
Shaz.
have been, but you know.
I was like, it just made a lot of sense story-wise for Shaz. Like, give him something. And like, also,
Give him
who's been more
something.
scorned?
Who has
we
been
can just-
more scorned,
But,
is
but
what I'm
it wouldn't
saying.
have fit even better if we just skipped over him like always.
Yeah.
Would that have been the bit? Would it have been the bit? I mean, I don't know.
We're
I
like looking
think-
down the line, it could be any of you, and be like, go over Shaz. The only one.
It was just funny to me how many times people like naturally skip them over, and I'm like, is this the bit, or are they actually not considering him? Because I tried to do my best for every time I said something, it never ruled him out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this person is skilled with their hands to be able to manipulate glassware. They were probably, they have some familiarity.
They've
with
been here
Snake
for
Venom.
years. They
He
know
was
everyone
there.
really well.
They've been here for years. They
He's
know a lot of
died a
things.
lot.
The rope thing was pointed out, and I was like, oh, this actually could be Shaz.
Yeah, the rope thing was pointed out.
Interesting.
I thought about changing it for a second, but because I was like, is it is it better if it's somebody else? But I was like, nah. Like, there's no reason for like randomly Dell betrays anybody, or like Miela does betray anybody, or Suzanne, or whoever. I think that Shaz was just the best candidate, and who had like, I think, a reasonable reason to not like you guys on some level.
I mean, going through the editing, we were bullying him. Everyone on the crew, every time they talked about him, bullied him. Like, I think story-wise, this absolutely made the most sense. So.
Yeah. I think it's still worth it for the bit. But you're right.
Would have been awesome if it was Bug.
I'm trimming down these characters so that they're manageable going forward. Okay, we added
Calling the
Zisha.
crew.
We added Zisha, so someone had to go.
Hmm.
I was just stuck on Miela because I was like, ugh, like she's a siren, you know?
Okay.
Can swim. She can maybe communicate with the Swagan and the whale. And like, yeah.
That's fair.
The reason
I
why I thought Miela was like, no way, was because Fields recently checked them, and she got a lawful good from Miela. And like, there's a lot of stuff with alignments you can say about D&D. Lawful good generally gives you the right idea.
Yeah, she didn't have any motive. Like, I think
Yeah.
that was what was missing for her.
I
Yeah,
think
I had to consider, like, I needed to have it be like a lot of people could have had the means and the opportunity,
mhm.
but like, who has motive? to
Which
not
makes it
like you
hard because there's all
guys?
these characters that we don't know. So like, who knows what
Yeah.
happened over those years, what motive they could have, but
Hmm.
yeah, Shaz, we can know.
You know what's funny is maybe Shazimir wasn't even trying to disguise his writing. That's just how he writes. It's just
No
like
one knows. No one knows what it is. 'Cause no one gives
He
a fuck
actually
about
wrote
it.
it for the first time.
Hmm.
No, not the first time. Just no one ever knows it's him, so
you know,
Yeah.
they never
just looks typed all the
connected.
time.
And this actually does circle back to everyone needs Ruby, because if he just had someone he could talk to about this, it wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. Tragic.
So in a weird way, it's all Ruby's fault. You know?
Yeah,
If we
but
go
did
all
he
the
ever
way
come to
through it.
see Ruby in our months on the ship? Like,
Or
you need to
That's
ask for help when
true.
you need help.
I
You know
do
what I
Maybe he
think-
mean?
did and she
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, I think they set a
Okay,
schedule
well,
and she
I don't
forgot
know.
about the schedule. She didn't write it down.
Mm.
No.
Had to show
They
up.
set the schedule, and then we went to the Feywild for 4 years.
Okay, true.
It was said to be the day after you guys did all that stuff, but then you guys never came back. And he just kept the
Oh
grudge.
god.
But he is aboard the ship now and he is alive. So you guys can ask him whatever question you guys want.
Did I take any
Um,
damage? Something in that water?
I will say yes. I will say yes.
I think it's fair.
We would be worried if we came back and saw that you were totally fine. Like, did you?
True.
It was you.
Interesting. I'm resistant.
You've discovered my secret.
You guys don't remember my
Yes,
ring
it
of
was
acid
my
resistance?
master and I.
I hope you guys had fun with that one.
Yes.
It was an interesting one.
The CSI
It-
episode
it's
was
really
fun.
fun to investigate, as it
I
turns out.
love the mood. I love the music. Chill. I
Mhm.
liked
The
it.
music was great.
I liked it.
I don't do the title things anymore or anything, but I feel like a good one for this episode would be The Hanged Man.
Ooh.
You know, I got a little thing. Like, I've admittedly forever wanted the titles. I just always felt awkward asking because I felt bad. You know, if you ever watch the shorts and have the title name, or after a session, if you have a title name, I'd love it because I'm not creative.
What did you
Well,
say?
most of them were just alliteration, right?
Yeah, but I just feel like they hit different. I don't know. If you don't want to do the
I
titles,
feel like
that's
The
fine.
Hanged Man at least fits. No. I just it sort
I
of
like
just
the
fell
Hanged
to
Man.
the
That's a good
wayside.
one. That's a good one.
Although maybe that gives it away. No, it shouldn't give away too much because it's not ropes or like knots. It's hanged.
I think it. Yeah, I don't think it gives.
I feel like that stuff's fine. And look, he needs a villain boss name. Murderer name.
True, indeed.
Yeah, I think it's notable. Like, he's not particularly powerful. Like, obviously, you guys took him out in like basically 2 hits, but
We saw his strength score.
yeah, he's been working out a little bit, and he appears to have taken some manner of, warlock pact. With whom? Who knows? But I think his strength was more like, I guess, a social kind of strength. like his machinations, I guess.
My machinations.
It took
Well,
a lot of
Lion.
thinking, social deduction, and understanding of social.
Yeah. I don't know. I was like, is it too lame if it's him? But I don't know. I just was like, it's
No,
fine.
it's
Like,
definitely more interesting if it's Shaz instead of one of the newbies. I would definitely be less interested if it was like Mariel or Lily.
yeah, I just
or
felt like that wouldn't
Tallwood.
really hit for anybody. I don't think anyone would be like, it's that person we don't know.
I mean, we also still don't know.
Wow.
We don't know the full extent of it yet
Yeah,
either. Like, there's still more to
who's
explore.
behind this?
Yeah,
There's
by the
more
end of the
to-
next session, we're getting rid of Tallwood.
Oh my god.
We're gonna find out he had nothing to do with this. We're like, yeah, you're off the shit,
Yeah.
buddy.
I think
Someone's
that,
gotta
like, I
go.
mean, I am like I mean, I guess it's kind of obvious now. There's two components to this, and I knew one of them had to be Shaz to give it like a connection, like a reason to like care, I guess. I mean, I don't know how much anyone cares about Shaz. The joke is that no one cares about him, right?
No,
But
no,
like
no, no.
at least some
We
level
care
of
about
like
the joke.
yeah, a little bit of connection to the actual like vibes of the crew. But then I was like, but the other person can really be anybody. Because Shaz is this like, oh, that makes sense for this guy, and then the other person can just be, oh, you know, yeah, the other person could be like a random person.
I think I have a interesting idea who the second person will be, but I'm not gonna say it. I'll say it. I'll say it in the war room.
Secret chat. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you guys are so mean to me.
If I'm totally on the same page with you, I'll do this.